Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
Can I play this thing or what?
Caroline.
Oh, man. No, now it's ruined. We ruined the whole thing. The Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Welcome in on a Friday. I was trying to do like the professional radio thing where the show starts.
It was going to be so cool.
And then I lead with some sound from the pick.
I didn't realize you were going to lead with some sound. I had it down.
Well, why can't I have the control of this?
Oh, AJ, you can't have that stuff.
I was listening to something out over here.
Damn
What the hell were you listening to?
The Sports Center to make sure it was right.
Well, the Sports Center was over.
No, I'm talking about just now the Sports Center.
Oh.
Make sure it was right over there. So
Hey, it's Friday. Let's all gather around
All right.
the old radio.
All right.
Stare directly into your device.
It is
Begin
a
the
Friday.
day.
You know what? Ain't nothing gonna bring me down. Even not getting the perfect start, the professional start that this like.
That was professional.
If you would have heard this, you would have been like, "Whoa, what is going on?
Wow. Send that to the Marconius.
This is a whole new show." Like that was our big chance to like step up to the big time.
No,
you know,
it
you
didn't
realize that,
happen.
right?
Well,
we can still do it the start of
Nah,
next segment.
No, it's not gonna work then.
well,
it's over, or the chance is
we
over.
missed the moment.
But you know,
We'll
like
stagger on.
I think it's the thought that counts, really. Just
Rarely is it the thought
just
that counts,
so
but
you know,
this time it really is.
what's happening around here is we are all working towards something great, and it's really close. Really close. It ain't there yet, but it's really close.
This close?
That's
Are we-
right.
How close? This close.
We're about
right here.
one busted kidney away from having it.
Hey, get well, Vic. Man.
Yeah, Vic's gone
We're
today.
worried about our boy this morning. He's
Vic's
going to be
not
back on
feeling
Monday.
good. We better be.
What-
You know what?
because-
You know what? The more listen, but Vic probably would have messed up that beginning too. I'm not blaming Edwin. The more important thing is Vic's gone on a Friday,
Right.
which is a real letdown. We've been having a good run of breakfast tacos because Vic goes to get breakfast tacos. Maybe I'll leave during the middle of the show and just pick up the taco.
Remember would pick up something.
You trust that?
Well, they seem like a trustworthy lot.
All of them?
Why wouldn't they?
I don't know, man. That's a big
I have
risk.
always in my life
Oh,
relied on the kindness
There's a
of
bunch
strangers,
random people on the internet. What would they do to harm me?
and I have rarely been disappointed.
Have
So
you seen some of these people on this that thing hate me?
These
Rob,
are
I'm not even their
all
breakfast tacos.
good, fine Americans. Every one of them. Maybe just good, fine people.
How are you holding up today?
I'm good. Why would I be bad?
I didn't think you would be bad. I'm just saying we made it. We made it to the weekend.
Yeah, man. It's
I'm a little worn out.
you spent
pulled a
9
double
hours on the
shift
radio yesterday. So can you recall the winner of race 2 that you called?
No.
What?
I know the horse that I picked came in dead last.
And
in
that
race
was in
two.
the race that you guys called. What
We called 2.
2 races, and that was in the 6 to 7 hours.
Yes, I
All right.
correctly picked the winner of the first race.
And what kind of animals ran in these races?
Horses.
Oh, so this was a horse race. It wasn't the
Yes.
camels.
No, these were actual horses. And I the first horse was called Nash Bash. And I said, you know what? This reminds me of one of my favorite pro wrestlers as a kid was
Okay.
named Kevin Nash.
Yeah, I remember Kevin.
I said, that's who I'm picking.
See, okay, so you just picked it because of the name. You didn't go down the race form and say,
I mean,
the
that's-
jockey's hot and this,
Listen,
he
Rob,
did
if you
7
want
furlongs and 8 millinites and,
you want to simplify it down to that, you can, but I picked the winner.
Well, no, I'm not
I mean,
disparaging
it
how
sounds
you
like
did
you
it.
are. You're like,
No,
you're
It
questioning my
gives
method.
me hope.
Questioning my method. Now, Jason picked a horse called Smokescreen. He said it's because he likes barbecue. I think it's because he's a pothead. He's kind
Either
of
way.
a secret pothead because he doesn't come across like he'd be a pothead. Like you come across like you'd be a pothead, but
Well,
you don't use. You're not a druggie.
Use is a broad term.
You're not a druggie. But Minix, he like gives this front like he's a clean cut guy.
It's always the quiet ones.
But I can tell he is deep into the devil's
so
lettuce.
the lettuce did, and it let him down. Well, of course, the horse
it
ran
didn't
slow.
run well.
I mean,
They had the munchies.
slowed down. You know, you can only go about 3/4 speed,
And
keeping
then-
everything in front of you.
In the second race, I put my reputation on the line. I said, you know what? I don't know for sure who's going to win this race, but I know for sure who's not. The 8 horse there was 7 brown horses and 1 white horse.
Oh no!
This white horse had a real short tail, and I was like, listen, man, I've been around American sprinting long enough to know 7 brown horses and 1 white horse. That white horse ain't winning. And the white horse became the favorite by the time the race started. And the white horse came in like 4th place. But I said, if the white horse wins this race, I will retire from horse handicapping. And mind you, when I said this, Rob, I was coming off a victory. I was coming off an outright win.
Well, thank God we still have your services. Thank God it's still going to be there. I'm just a little concerned that you're bringing the views on Homo sapiens to the equine world.
Yes.
I'm not sure it applies.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, because there's so many other.
Well, I
that we
wasn't
have to
when
abide by.
I said American sprinting, I meant American horse sprinting.
Well, I mean,
I wasn't even talking about.
porterhouse.
I wasn't even talking about
But
people.
I'd like to see.
Well, this was listen, the white horse ran faster than I expected. I'll give him that.
Coach's kid.
Yeah.
It was real barn rat.
I thought he was like a grinder. I said, man, this horse looks like
Real
a
barn
grinder.
First
I mean,
one to the track, last one out.
Short tail, base, might as well have a buzz cut. Where'd you go to school? Wisconsin horse?
Lateral quickness. High GPA.
It looked like Sam Hauser of horses. You know, come on. But he ran 4th. I mean, hey, good on him. Good on him.
Real track rat.
That's right.
This white one.
He's in the barn early and often.
Really, a trainer on the course.
Yeah.
Trainer on the track.
A lot of people say that.
Really,
and a stable house leader.
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
You know, he's like a guy that the other guys in the stable look up to. They say, well, this guy's a pro's pro. And all the trainers really admire him.
Yeah, he really can.
Because he puts in more work because, you know, the talent isn't really there.
Well, he's
for this white
his
horse.
His dad was a trainer.
Yeah.
His dad was so it's in the family.
Yeah. It's in the blood.
It's in the blood, and that's just how these things work. It's not nepotism per se because his dad was a superstar.
You think nepotism is going to come up on the show today?
I'm just saying, in this particular instance, what's the name of this horse? Smokescreen?
No, that was the other crappy horse. That was a gray horse.
Because
that
his
Jason Pickett
dad
sucked.
was a Triple Crown winner does not mean that he just found his way into a race like this.
No.
He qualified and earned his way there.
Well, I got to say, it was an adventure. Having Jason there was lucky because, and I think this is what it really boils down to. Jason did a great job on the play-by-play.
Of course he did.
But he doesn't know anything about horse racing. And he's lucky that I was there to kind of bail him out on that part because like I said, I picked the winner in the first race.
Oh, that's 50%. You're going 50-50.
Listen, you pick 50% winners.
I know. You're driving a nicer car than I am.
You own Vegas.
Yeah, you own the place. You're on the streets. They're going to start limit you.
Well, actually, I don't know. I think if you pick 50% in Vegas, you're actually losing long term. But I think on horse racing, like that's pretty good.
Really? The math tells you at 50% you're losing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you pay minus 110 on most things. I guess so. You got to overcome the vig.
You got to eat the juice.
That's right.
Drink the juice, I guess, as it were. So we had the draft done.
It's over. Now what? What do we do? Now we just
I'm like, okay. So now do I have to turn on the Dallas Cowboys novella? I have to turn this back on and see. I see lawsuits have been dropped and coaches and owners aren't getting along. So I guess it's time to catch up on my other sports novellas.
Right.
So I guess we'll head there.
There's other sports. Did CeeDee Lamb sign a deal? What's going on with that?
I'll get lost in that. I want
football
to talk
matches,
about sexual abuse
football matches.
Cases.
What? See any good pop flies last night?
Lots of fly balls on the outfield and some kind of course, the U.S. men's national team lived up to expectation.
God, what a bunch of scrubbies! I don't even like. They're not going to the Olympics, are they?
I hope not. I imagine we are. Well, I don't know. Are we?
I don't know.
I know that at this current
our resident sports guy is Edwin. Edwin, or the soccer boys going to the
I have
Olympics?
no idea.
Well,
You're supposed to be the sports guy on this show.
Well, soccer's my dad's sport. I have no idea.
I can tell you
Well,
this.
text your dad and ask him what's going on.
If we're behind anything other than like tropical diseases and gang killings behind anybody in Uruguay for anything, we got a problem. And we're behind the Uruguayan soccer team in group play. And I don't know what
shouldn't Uruguay be better at soccer than us?
Well,
They are
there's
South
only like
American.
100 people that live in Uruguay. Everybody else immigrated here. We got
Really?
they're all here.
I don't know one person from Uruguay.
They're all on the soccer team that is better than us.
Well,
Didn't there
the
was
Uruguayans that I know are bad hombres. They're not sending their best. I know that.
well, they're keeping them all on their soccer team.
Their best are staying back in Uruguay and beating the hell out of our soccer team. They need to start sending their best.
Won't be paid at the Paris because they don't deserve a damn penny, but they will be
Damn
there.
right. They are going to be there, though.
Is Alex Morgan? Can she play on the men's team?
Well,
Can we sign her up? Can we? Let's. If we're not going to win, let's break down new ground.
I think once you identify at one Olympics, you can't change your identification for a later Olympics.
I don't think that we should care if a men's team has anything. The men's team it's like open. Whatever you want to, whatever your pronoun, whatever your genetics are, you get to be on the men's team.
Like you should be able to play. Like
I don't care.
I don't want to say play up, but
It's
like,
not, I'm playing lateral, playing side, playing down. Whatever you want to define it is. At that point, who cares?
well, then in that case, why doesn't Caitlin play on the U.S. men's team?
She could. I don't. If she's good enough, go do it. I would have no problem if she
Why-
made the team.
Honestly, why doesn't she play for the LA Lakers at that rate?
Well, she might be able to. She's got a better shot,
I mean, I've seen
better shooter.
She might be bigger. I mean, I don't know. She's probably about the size of Bronny. Of course, we're not going to get into nepotism on this show today. None of that exists in real life, but
Well.
maybe we'll kick around the conspiracy theory of it as the show goes on. But we will talk about the Spurs second round on the other side, which was
Spanish,
boy.
Española.
I think I said this sounds like the most Spurs thing ever to do, and then they did the
We
most
ain't never
Spurs
gonna
thing
meet
ever to
this
do.
guy. You ain't never gonna meet
You're
him.
never gonna see this guy.
ain't coming nowhere.
He is. This guy is gonna be like a myth in 5 or 6. You remember when we drafted that guy?
Remember guys like Nando DeColo? Remember those guys?
No,
Yeah.
he's one of those. But they did draft another guy that I think might be of some use. We'll talk about that and how he could possibly help the Spurs on the other side. It is the Friday, baby, on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? On America's birthday weekend? Why not stop by America's #1 brakes destination? Right now, you can save 15% when you buy a set of OE quality Duralast pads and rotors, and up to 50% when you bundle Shop Pro brake cleaner and brake fluid with Sil Glide brake lubricant. It's just part of our 4th of July sale at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
July 4th doorbusters are happening now at Lowe's. For a limited time only, save $70 on a Charbroil 4-burner Performance Series gas grill. Was $249, now $179. And get 50% off Harbor Breeze 48-foot LED outdoor string lights to brighten up your patio for summer. Shop these deals before they're gone, because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 7/1. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
They say health is wealth, and I could not agree more. That's why if you or somebody in your life is living with everyday aches and pains, I want to tell you about Relief Factor. And I'm telling you, I can feel the difference. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. Naturally. Now that's a big deal. Developed by doctors. Relief Factor's unique formula of ingredients all work together to help support your body's response to inflammation. Instead of masking pain for a couple of hours, Relief Factor actually helps reduce or even eliminate your pain for good. Whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain, If you're looking to feel better, live better, give Relief Factor a try. In 3 weeks, you will know if it's working because you'll feel it. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4RELIEF. Save on your first order. Don't let pain tell you how to live. Fight back naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
The fight for justice never ends. In Texas, there's only one name you need to know. Thomas J. Henry Law. We're one of the biggest personal injury firms in Texas with the money to fight for you. We invest in expert witnesses, investigators, and cutting-edge technology because the best evidence wins cases. And you only pay if we win. No upfront fees, no hidden costs. We give back to the communities we serve, from school supplies for tens of thousands of kids to food for families and pets. Thomas J. Henry. Visit us online at tjhlaw.com. San Antonio.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
With the 48th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Harrison Ingram from the University of North Carolina.
I just want you guys to pretend like that's how the show would have started. That was what it was going to be.
That's okay.
And it was like the music was going to be kind of fading down, and you were going to hear that, and it was like over the intro music to the show, and people were going to be like, whoa, next level.
We call that restaurant quality radio.
Yeah,
it would have been
man.
that. But the second time wasn't bad.
It was all right.
worked.
It was like fast food restaurant quality.
Maybe in the next hour we'll do it again.
Maybe
Just try it again, and we'll set it up. And
Harrison Ingram is my favorite second-round pick that the Spurs made yesterday. He was one of those guys who remember yesterday I was saying I like two kinds of guys in the second round of the NBA draft. I like guys who were great in college but don't quite have the measurables or the tangibles to be first-round picks, like Tyler Kolek, who apparently can't read. If you believe the internet, like Tyler Kolek is like literally the dumbest person in the world. I didn't know that, but it's like, the guy balled in college.
Went to a fine Catholic university as Marquette. You'd think he'd be educated.
Would think, but I mean,
a little bit better than that.
You would think, but I don't know. I don't know what they're teaching at Marquette.
Shaka let this occur.
Yeah, I can't imagine that Shaka would try and work somebody into college that didn't belong there.
Give him a coloring book or something. I mean, you had him for 4 years, man.
Imagine Shaka draws up a play on the whiteboard, and then they're like, Tyler, what are you doing? And he's like connecting the dots.
Right.
he sees the X's and O's and just crosses them out like tic-tac-toe. Like, gotcha, coach.
Well, his NIL were signed with a thumbprint.
It's just an X.
An X.
Put your mark here, Tyler. Okay.
Basketball. Where's the gym?
And by the way, I don't know if that's true. That's just what's being said on
that's just a legend.
Twitter.com. That's urban legend that Tyler Kolek scored a 7 on the Wonderlic. It might be totally false for all I know.
I didn't even know the NBA used a Wonderlic.
I didn't either. And honestly, I'm surprised they do. I wouldn't want if I was getting guys like Tyler Kolek into the league, I wouldn't want anybody to know that they had a 7 on the Wonderlic score. Makes Vince Young look like a professor. It's not ideal.
Well, how do we bring? We're not even going to go down the Vince Young.
I just remember he struggled on that test.
I've known several players,
but you know what, man? Listen, he overcame it. Big deal, and it showed. Like, hey, oh no, Vince had a 6. Never mind.
Sorry, Vince.
Oh, damn it.
Well, Tyler, good for you.
Tyler, congratulations.
You are not. You're still on the bus. You're still on the short bus, but you're not the first one on.
No, the driver doesn't have to get off to help you on. When it's a real problem, the driver gets down and like assists you. But you know,
sit next to the kid with a helmet.
Scotty Barnes is Scotty Barnes lower than a 7 Wonderlic? I would hope. I mean, he was a rookie of the year. If that
I don't
gives
think
me
it
hope.
matters. In fact, I think it's probably encouraged.
That gives me hope.
He can't read Twitter.
Listen, here's he'll never know.
Be on Twitter.
Say whatever you want.
That's the kind of guy I want. He's insulated.
I imagine his introductory press conference. Tyler, how do you feel about what people are saying on Twitter? Well, that's the beauty of not being able to read.
I can't read it.
I'll never know what they're saying about me on the internet.
Now, the emojis I'm not quite real happy with, but I don't understand them. I don't get the reference, but I don't think it's good.
Why is everyone photoshopping me in a football helmet? What does that mean?
I don't look anything like Forrest Gump. I don't know why they keep comparing. Can I have a couple of questions about this Twitter thing?
I have to
pee.
You know what? I'll say this. I don't know what Harrison Ingram's Wonderlic score is. I know he got into Stanford,
I guarantee it's higher than mine.
I think it's better than 7.
You know, that's the thing about him. And I think that's the knock. I mean, this guy was a lottery dude.
He was.
A year ago. And falling to 50 whatever, 40 whatever in the second round. That is a rather
48.
Precipitous fall. Now, he went from Stanford to North Carolina, and, you know, he had to change what he was. And Stanford, he was a rebounding big who, you know, kind of got the ball a lot. And went to North Carolina, ended up being like the 4th option, and his shooting got worse. So, I don't know. We got a great
idea, Jim.
We got a dude who we know at some point could play, and at least coming out of high school, he was one of the 10 best.
Which I guess brings it full circle.
Yeah.
This was the other thing I was going to say.
I hope this works.
I like guys like Tyler Kolek who balled in college and didn't have the measurables, and then I like guys who were projected at one point to be super studs and maybe didn't quite live up to it. But this guy that, like I said, was projected to be a lottery pick a year or two ago, and then. You know, it was really everybody says like, well, he didn't play well at Stanford. He actually played better at North Carolina than he did at Stanford. Like it was,
but his shooting got worse.
Yeah,
oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
But I don't even know what that means. But I will say he's a decent shooter. He's an excellent rebounder.
Yeah.
My biggest issue with him is he can't make free throws. He's like a 60% free throw shooter, which is very odd.
No, we don't like that.
But in general, this was a guy, I like guys who at one point were looked at as super prospects and for whatever reason just didn't quite get there in college, because when someone's a 5-star, which he was out of I forget what the name is, some Christian school up in Dallas, like a private school in Dallas.
I think it wasn't Prestonwood. It was he played in the. We'll bring it up.
But
yeah, he's a Texas kid.
You don't
St. Mark's.
Yeah. You don't become like the number 15 prospect in the country or whatever he was, in the cycle. And then because you don't have skills, like if you're like a top 15 type player in the country coming out of high school, you are looked at as having NBA caliber skills. Like that's how those
the top 50, every one of those guys is got an NBA plan. But so that's the worry, dude. I mean, he didn't improve. We know that he is a remarkably intelligent kid when you hear him interviewed. When they debut him on Saturday. Yeah, he's
very likable.
Yeah, he's a good kid, but that's the rub on him. That soft, other interests, highly intelligent. And we got to remember that the conversation today is going to hover around guys that were drafted in the second round. This is the 9th round of the NFL draft.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
right.
We're talking about guys that have a fringe chance, of the fringe to make the league, and everybody focuses on the jokers of the world. That's why we focus on them, because it's a man biting a dog. It's rare. So I mean, the potential is there, but how much did we see of City Sissoko last year? That was our second round draft pick last year.
Yeah.
So just know that, and hey, there could be a diamond, and if you could have told me 2 years ago, guess what? In a couple of years, you're going to get Harrison in late in the second round. Everybody high fives. All right,
100%.
let's see it, because I know what this guy can do on the court. But I just wonder what's happened in between there.
Well, in the combine scrimmage he played in, scored 14 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. Like he was one of the stars of the game that he was in. It's like the guy can play. I don't have an answer for why he fell to 48. I don't know. You said you think he's soft. I
do. I think that's going to be when we talk about why he's not on the court, they're going to say he needs to get hard. He's
I don't believe you can be the kind of defender and rebounder he is if you're soft. I think that I think what you said, the other interest thing, that I can buy into,
mm-hmm.
but I don't think I don't think he's got a toughness issue. I just think that he might be one of these guys who's not totally head over heels in love with basketball.
Yeah.
And often guys who are, he's an ultra smart dude. He's like,
and the game comes easy to him. And those guys, it's hard to, especially when you're highly intelligent and the game's easy, to get those guys motivated and moving. The right coach can do it. And obviously at some point somebody did, but he just kind of got lost in Coach Davis's system there in North Carolina, where he transferred over as a stud and ended up the 4th best player on his team.
Yeah. Although 4th best player on his team, and Armando Bacot is an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
And, he was probably the best player on the team.
Yeah.
And here's Harrison getting drafted.
Yeah. No, I'm not defaming, the skill set. I'm just saying, why didn't he continue to grow?
And a lot of it, I think sometimes you have to ask, how the coaching situation.
All of that, yeah.
And by the way,
Davis system, there could have been a lot of things, but those are the questions I have when I see a guy get drafted that late. I know what you're capable of, and I've seen you do it. But what happened then from the time that I saw you do it to the time when you're the 48th or whatever pick you are in the draft? What happened? And I'm not the only one that was looking at you. Everybody thought you were a steal as you slid down into the second round. So there's something.
I will say this. I spent the whole year saying, maybe RJ Davis shouldn't be the guy that everything is run through at North Carolina. And if it hadn't been, then maybe North Carolina would have been better than they were this season. Maybe they wouldn't have lost in the Sweet 16 or wherever they lost.
Why weren't you there to help them get there? And that might very well be something system-wide, or he just wasn't into it and was already stuck at North Carolina and just fought his way through and actually made himself better despite what the appearances. So we will see very quickly. The Summer League starts on the 12th of July as we all convene to see Bronny play and carry on toward the season.
And, on the other side, let's talk about Juan Nunez. We'll hit on it. But, again, I don't believe this guy's going to be – I don't think you will ever see him wear a San Antonio Spurs
uniform. This was Wemby's pick. They go, Wemby, who's your dude?
If Wemby and Pop got in a room and said, okay, let's talk about this, they for sure fist bumped at the end and said, this is 100% our guy. And the idea that they traded back a spot and got him, It's like, oh, just
and considerations. They got like a couple of gift cards and some,
that's what, like I think an Amazon gift card,
some Starbucks coffee cards, and Juan Nunez.
Fogo de Chao. We'll talk about that next. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Right now it is Friday, and you better act appropriately, my friends. Twin Peaks will be waiting for you all weekend long as we have Euro Cup moving as the CONCACAF continues. Where are you going to watch it? Right there at all four of the Twin Peaks. I've got nothing but the TVs pointed at you. Everywhere you sit in a Twin Peaks, it's a man cave. So go sit in that man cave and enjoy the weekend festivities. And as Friday dawns, the day will include cervezas and tequilas. It is that day, and they do it every Friday. Fine tequilas, the best cervezas, and the costumes to match. That's why we head over to all four locations. 151 and 410 Days of All and I-10. That's my home field. Park North and the brand new one, the pretty new over one on the northeast side, the one on IKEA Lane. Go this weekend. Take a friend and brag on it. The food's spectacular. The drink's icy cold. But why do you go? It's easy. It's those scenic views.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
The NBA draft in the books. The Spurs got a castle, a project, a draft and stash. We'll react to what the Spurs did in this NBA draft and what could be next on The Blitz starting at 2 o'clock. Plus, as always on a Friday, we'll talk Cowboys with John Machota at 5:15.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool has been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text LONG to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text LONG to 200-300. Text the word LONG to 200-300. Don't wait. Text LONG to 200-300. 888-938-300.
Ready for the ultimate outdoor adventure? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star has your chance to win a getaway to Telluride, Colorado. Your prize package includes airfare and luxurious hotel accommodations for two, plus thrilling expeditions like fly fishing, kayaking, ATV rides, and more. And it could be all yours. Enter once per day at sasportstar.com. You must be 18 or older to play. This is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. One winner will be chosen. Complete rules at sasportstar.com. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime. Enter now at sasportstar.com.
Let's go! Hi, it's Jason Lennox. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Damn, rocking out here. You pick this one out?
Yeah.
Damn, man. Got that.
Thought of you when I picked it
Got
out.
your metal horns up and everything.
That one's hard.
He is, man. Rocking out. Doesn't know a damn thing about soccer, though.
Never said that. I just don't. I didn't know. I didn't watch any of the game yesterday.
I mean, I asked you a simple question, and you're like, everyone knows we have defined roles around here. You're the soccer guy. You were assigned that role on the first day when we all said, okay, here's how we're going to do the show.
What guy am I?
You're the basketball guy.
And what guy are you?
I do some other stuff.
Oh, I just want to make sure we have our field. What's
I'm
Vic's?
I'm the assigner.
Oh. I get it.
Yeah. I don't know anything about sports, Rob. What?
Sports?
Yeah. You guys know anything about athletic competition?
Do you play sports?
No.
If anybody ever says that to you, just check out of the conversation. Did you play sports?
Did you grow up a sports player?
You're a sports player? We're talking basketball. Before we get out of hand, congratulations, San Antonio's own Kevin McCullough out of Wagner, out of Tech, out of Kansas, and now a professional basketball player.
How about, well, as you say about Bronny, nothing's decided yet.
No, but he get the dream almost realized. You're going to sign him a contract, and he's been paid to play basketball for a few minutes.
Yeah.
But now it will be an official professional contract. The dream realized out of Wagner High. Congratulations, Kevin, and all the fam.
McCullough falls into that group that I was talking about, guys who are ultra accomplished college players who, for whatever reason, whether it be injury or lack of projectable skills, drops in the draft. And I think in his case, probably injury has a lot to do with it.
All of it injury, all of it, feet, ankles. It's just knees. It's just been one problem after another. But a healthy Kevin McCullers is an NBA player,
and you love to have a guy like that on the end of your bench because you know he's got that basketball IQ. He's a
6'7", guard 3 positions, smart, all of that, and just well earned. Congratulations, man! Big deal. Big deal.
Got picked one pick after Bronny James, who came from the right semen. So
it's called the Good Nepo Club.
Yeah, it's
born on third base, thought he hit a triple.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Bronny crying when he got selected. I
can't believe I've been picked by the Lakers.
Now, was he crying?
Dream come true.
Was he? No, I hope he wasn't.
He was crying.
I hope that he wasn't crying.
He did the take off my hat and put it in front of my face. Like, I just can't believe this is happening. This is my life. I've worked for this moment. I didn't think it was going to happen, and it happened. Like, somehow it was a big surprise to him. Yeah, well, we're going to, like, he got the call. This is Rob Pelinka. Who?
Hey, everybody keep it down.
Shh. Bob Smolinka? No, Rob Pelinka.
You mean Uncle Rob?
Uncle Rob?
That's Rob Pelinka. Wait. Oh, that's right. You run the Lakers.
I'm on the company phone. Don't call me Uncle Rob.
This is being recorded.
There's Sports Center has cameras in here right now.
I'm so excited to be a Laker, Uncle Rob.
Sorry, Mr. Pelinka. What are you calling about? Do you want to talk to my dad? My dad's not here right now. He's at practice.
Hey, Uncle Robbie's not here. Oh, it's for me?
Are you coming over to the barbecue this weekend?
Dude. See, here's the thing. We're dogging Bronny. This ain't Bronny's fault.
Oh, I can't believe it, Rob.
Bronny legitimately believes, and if we took LeBron or Bronny James' name off, and we just looked at the numbers at what he did, we're talking about a high school All-American who acquitted himself well, has acquitted himself well against every one of these top draft picks on Team USA stuff. I mean, this guy's been a part of it. And if we took his name off, you'd go, okay, you wouldn't really bat an eye if you just drafted the stats and the kid from USC and the high school All-American.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping into account the heart issue and what limited him there and a guy that was turning pro.
Guys are all like, listen,
I'm not.
Every NBA team every year is looking to use a draft pick on a guy who almost died last year. Has like, documented heart issues, is undersized and couldn't get on the floor in college. Everybody's always looking to draft those guys.
Get drafted like that every year, though.
Sure.
There really are guys that go out.
Yeah, you're talking about Kevin McCullough's knee is hurt. This dude almost died, and it's like, yeah.
Well, he went ahead of him. I mean, it's essentially the same thing.
The upside of this 6 foot tall kid is just too much to pass on.
Numbers 6'2", 210, high school All-American.
You've seen he's not 6'2". You've been.
I agree. He's not 6'2", but everybody heightens unless you're Kevin Durant. You shorten, but you go with shrinkage. But I feel bad that all of this is going to be focused on Bronny, when it shouldn't be focused on him. It should be focused on the system that allowed this to occur. And that very system that allowed this to occur will keep what we think is about to occur from occurring. Now, they're going to talk about a guaranteed contract and they're going to do all this. It's not going to happen. And if it does, then everything that we are going to say now will be appropriate then.
See, you give the benefit of the doubt way more than I do.
I'm giving the benefit the moment he signs a guaranteed non-two-way, I'm on the bench for 3-year deal. Now we got a problem with Nepo baby.
Listen, I think it's coming, man. I think the idea that Rich Paul was telling other teams, hey, if you draft Bronny, he's playing in Australia.
Well, he might very well be again.
To me, that lets you know exactly what's going on here. And, it's not, I'm not that mad about it. I just think it's funny.
I think daddy ball. It's the ultimate daddy ball.
This reminds me of something you talked about with Jim Schlossnagle.
Uh-huh.
It's not the act.
You're right.
It's like it's what you're telling me, and like you expect me to eat the bull bleep.
Just admit it. Just admit the fact that I'm so powerful I can get my kid to play with me. And you got a problem with it? Suck it.
Don't take a dump in a bowl and call it cereal. Like after you pour milk on it. It's not right. Cereal.
And I'm going over backwards to justify this poor kid, and it shouldn't be focused on him. He is nothing more than Macaulay Culkin. He is a child star who's lived in this bubble his entire life. Keep in mind, his first high school game had riots outside to go see him play. His AAU team was like the Beatles. When he traveled the country, people lined up to see him play.
Because he's so great?
Well, because he was on a team of other greats. And it was James and all. Yes, there's 4 other NBA guys that were on his Sierra
Canyon. But do you really think it was because he was so great or because his dad was LeBron James?
No, it wasn't because no, you're exactly right. But if you're part of that and people are coming to see you and you're moderately successful and you're also voted high school All-American, I get why an 18-year-old kid who's LeBron James's kid, who drives a $500,000 car to high school, would start to believe that he is, in fact, entitled. I know 18-year-old kids here in San Antonio that are headed D1 that think and acted like this. So if you're Bronny's kid living in a bubble, don't blame him. Blame Bronny, blame the Lakers, blame everything else.
You can, you can overcome these things too. I think of you remember Jacob Dylan, Bob Dylan's kid. He did the Wallflowers.
Yeah.
And it was like when the Wallflowers came out, I was like, let's be real. What is this guy? Like, he's Bob Dylan's kid. But it turned out they were good enough that he started to stand on his own merits and became a successful music act. Bronny could easily do the same thing.
He won't.
But you have to overcome the just because he's Bob Dylan's son. You have to get out of that shadow somehow. And you don't have to be bigger. It doesn't have to be like a Barry Bonds thing where you're suddenly a bigger deal than your dad or Ken Griffey Jr. But you do have to prove that you're there for your own reasons and not just because you're Ken Griffey's kid or Bobby Bonds' kid or Willie Mays' godson.
I agree. All of
like
that.
you have to show it on the court, or in Jacob Dylan's case on the stage. But until he does, there's going to be doubts. And this guy is just like I said, if you put it in a vacuum and said, yeah, this 6 foot tall kid who was like the fourth guard on USC, who missed half the season as a freshman because he had a serious heart issue, was drafted above Kevin McCullers, who's been like, a top 10 college basketball player for the last 3 years. And his name is Bob Jones. I don't think that's happening.
No,
I don't think it's happening.
It's possible is what I'm getting. You could justify it when you look at it, and a GM could say, well, I see something. And you go, okay, moving on. But because of the name, because of the whatever, and because of the threat of without a guaranteed contract, I'm playing elsewhere, where every GM goes, okay. So if they do allow it, if he does get it, think about the situation that J.J. Watt has now found himself.
J.J. Redick.
I mean, what Redick has found himself. Think about where he finds himself.
And this is what I asked you the other day.
Add this to the list. Seriously, now I got to deal with this?
And remember when I was asking you the other day, this put like a weird pressure on Redick. And you're like, oh, in your mind, I didn't know you were thinking that he was like maybe going to be a G leaguer. Like I've been operating under the assumption that he's going to be on a real he's going to be one of the 12 Lakers to suit up every game is going to be Bronny James.
I think that's been the request and the ask, but I do think when push comes to shove, and you treat it like, and you look at it like, don't you just want to be treated like another NBA guy? I mean, and you sit him down by himself, no dad, and say, do you want me to treat you like an NBA prospect, or do you want me to treat you like LeBron James's son?
Okay, and then I say,
you get to pick.
Well, does that mean I play? Do I still play in the Staples Center, or am I in Rancho Cucamonga?
You will play in the Staples Center.
Okay, then I want to be that.
Okay, not every game, maybe once a month.
No. Where am I playing the rest of my games? Rancho Cucamonga?
You're going to be an Aguas Calientes, baby, represent Los Hot Water Spurs, Lakers, whatever it might be.
I don't want to play for the El Chingones. Los Chingones.
But you phrase it like, dude, don't you just want to be treated like one of the guys? Or do you want me to treat you special?
No, he wants to be treated like
I don't think he wants to be the dude, the kid in the locker room that everybody looks sideways at, that is a victim on the court, when he plays, everybody, and this is coming in Vegas, he's going to have a bullseye on him. I might not make a pro team, but my name, I'm going to have a poster with you looking up at my nuts.
I swear, I think there's a real possibility that he has the same issue as Tyler Kolek. He can't read. Because there's no way that this person has been on the internet for the past year and thinks that he is there only on his own merit. And you hear him in these interviews where he's like, the idea that a team would draft me only because of who my dad is crazy.
Well, it kind of is.
But I mean,
vacuum.
Yes, but the way he says it, like,
I know.
He's like, I'm here on my own merits. I'm here because of Bronny James. And like, I really think he believes that, and it kind of makes me.
He does.
It kind of makes me feel sorry for him because I really think that's what he in his mind he's created this. Like your son Clay works for your dad, who's a very successful attorney. He does like the he got a job for him making copies and doing that stuff. Do you think there are probably guys who are going to, like, I don't know if Clay plans on being a lawyer, but there are probably guys
rather deserve that job that they're going to take something from.
Yes.
I agree.
And Clay got that. Do you think Clay was like, I can't believe I got the job.
I'm going to get to do.
Oh my, I get to make the copies for Grandpa. Like,
no, he knew why he was getting this job.
But don't be mad at him for that. And the thing about this is, it's not just LeBronny. There's not any player drafted over the last 2 days who didn't think they should have been at least 30 spots higher. There's not one dude that got drafted over the last couple of days didn't go, I'm better than that guy. I'm better than that guy. I'm better than that guy. So, I mean, it is the delusion of being told that you're going to be a professional athlete, whether you're Bronny's kid or you're coming out of the south side of San Antonio, you're coming out of Wagner High School. the delusion of being told, you're going to be a pro, you're going to be a pro, you're going to be a pro. And then you start it, and you're told that at 13.
Yeah.
So the fact that you manifest that and you believe it, don't blame them.
All right. Well, Rob's forced us to go over the clock on this segment, so we're going to have a short segment on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I'm riding my motorcycle, and I come across an animal in the woods, and my heart skipped a beat. I was like, what in the hell am I looking at? Is it Bigfoot? And it was a llama.
What?
There's this llama in the middle of the woods. Scared the hell out of me.
You know why you saw that?
Why?
Because it was white people doing white people things.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem, and it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-885-3100. 800-885-3100. 800-885-3100.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy. You know, over 1 million fans are making money making picks on Underdog Fantasy. Join in on the fun during this Major League Baseball season. Play the MLB Pick'em game where you pick between 2 and 8 of your favorite baseball players and select higher or lower on stats like strikeouts, hits, and so much more. And if your picks are correct, you can win up to 325 times your money in a single night. Underdog is super easy and fun to play and easy to get started. Just go to UnderdogFantasy.com or their easy-to-use mobile app. Sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code STAR to claim your new customer special of a mystery player pick and your deposit offer. UnderdogFantasy.com.
You know, living here in San Antonio and South Texas, a water softener is almost a requirement. The water is hard. You know this. It affects your appliances and all of that kind of stuff. And the best water softener to buy is a Connecticut quality water softener. Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. They're made in America, up to 80% more efficient than competing models. Got a simple design, fewer moving parts, and the best thing about it is there's nothing to plug in. And there won't be an increase in your electric bill. Connecticut quality water softeners are the best in the business, and right now they have got the best deal for you. Connecticut is going to let you try a quality water softener in your home for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. Call them today. 656-PURE. That's 656-7873 or ConnecticutSA.com. You know the jingle. Sing it with me. Connecticut, the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yeah. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Talking Bronny James. I don't know that Bronny. I do think Bronny's going to get a little Caitlyn treatment. Like, I think there might be some thug stuff happening to him.
I guarantee it.
He might be assaulted on the court. We won't call it that because, well, maybe we will call it that because it's Bronny. But if it were Caitlin Clark, it would certainly be assault. I think he's going to get some of that treatment where people are going to be like, okay, bub, you want to be here? And it might start in Vegas.
If I'm his advisors, friends, cohorts, I'd advise an injury. I'd advise missing Vegas.
Yeah, but then it looks even funnier when he makes the roster.
Again, dude, he's going up against
If I don't play in Vegas, does that mean I have to go to Rancho Cucamonga?
Dude,
yes, Bronny. I'm not going to Rancho Cucamonga.
All I know is that he's going to be suddenly amongst men who are fighting literally for their basketball lives. One dunk on Bronny gets me a job in Italy, gets me a job in Bolivia, gets me a job. I'll make $100,000 if I offer a highlight reel that's got Bronny in it.
Yeah,
and he's going to be a target, man.
Edwin pulled it up. It's they're in El Segundo.
Left my wallet in El Segundo.
I was just thinking of a random. I think they make that Stone Cold Steve Austin beer in El Segundo. So maybe that's not a bad place to be. Good for Bronny.
Well, it's a step down. I can tell you that from his friendly confines.
You think?
His high school was nicer. I can tell you that.
The South Bay Lakers, baby. Yeah, he ain't playing for the South Bay Lakers.
He's threatening. If he will take his talents to Australia, he will gladly go play in the Philippines, my friend, unless you don't live up to the Bronny James requirements.
Good day, mate. I'll see ya.
I can play in the C League in Dagestan tomorrow.
Well, you're going to see pictures of Bronny popping up on Instagram with a koala bear by next week, if that's the thing.
The LeBron of Iceland.
Bronny, is that a wallaby in your story?
I am the finest player that Canberra has ever seen.
More of this. We're going to talk we're talking other NBA stuff, including this crazy Filipowski story. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
Trane heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. TraneInfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or being threatened by the IRS that your wages are about to be garnished or bank accounts are going to be levied? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has professionals ready to fight for you. Their enrolled agents, tax attorneys, and CPAs have saved millions of dollars for taxpayers just like you. They won't just resolve your tax problems, they'll most importantly protect and all your assets from being taken by the IRS. Call for a free consultation, 800-230-5174, 800-230-5174, or go to alliestaxrelief.com.
July 4th doorbusters are happening now at Lowe's. For a limited time only, save $70 on a Charbroil 4-burner Performance Series gas grill. Was $249, now $179. And get 50% off Harbor Breeze 48-foot LED outdoor string lights to brighten up your patio for summer. Shop these deals before they're gone, because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 7/1. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Because now at Staples, you can save up to $50 on your print purchase. From posters and flyers to signs and menus, Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. And with Staples Print Perfect Guarantee, it's done right or it's printed again free. Plus, same-day service is available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. Get it printed right at Staples. And now get up to $50 off your print purchase. And 7/6, visit staples.com/print for details.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stopped, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details. Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text LONG to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text LONG to 200-300. Text the word LONG to 200-300. Don't wait. Text LONG to 200-300.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA draft concluded yesterday with the second round. The Spurs moved down one spot, acquiring Indiana's cash and considerations and Spanish guard Juan Nunez. Then with the 48th pick, selected North Carolina forward Harrison Ingram. In Major League Baseball, the Rangers opened with Baltimore, falling to the Orioles 11-2. They continue their series tonight. Catch it live, San Antonio Sports Star at 5:30. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know what's really convenient is they had a Lakers hat ready for Bronny at his house.
How'd they know?
I mean somehow they thought.
Did they have all 30?
They had all 30 hats
and
for sure.
A couple of NABL, a couple of Australian teams, a couple of Filipino teams, just in case.
He was going to play for the Perth Kangaroos.
His first hat was close by also.
This seems, you're right, AJ. I've been trying to defend the kid, but this is so weird.
It's all just this
all
weird,
so like fake.
Yes, that's the thing. Like, just say what it is. It's not. I mean, it's yes. Nepotism happens in sports. This isn't the first time, but stop pretending like there's some there's a meritorious reason why this happened, and it's just coincidence. Like, that's the part that is grossing me out.
Did you see mom crying?
Yes.
What are you crying about?
Like, she just found out too.
Maybe they're crying because they don't have to pay his allowance anymore.
Oh,
he's actually making less now that he's getting an NBA contract, by the way.
Like, somehow they weren't really sure. They weren't sure if this, and it goes, it's not just him. It goes all the way up to like the Lakers in the war room, like fist bumping. Like,
what is going on?
It was, and I told Minix this. I said, why? You knew there were 58 draft picks yesterday. The Lakers knew with certainty that if they didn't take Bronny at 55, they could have gotten him as an undrafted free agent, obviously. And they could have taken somebody that they believed warranted the pick more.
Mm-hmm.
but then it's not the ceremony isn't there. It's not as clean. It looks like, it looks like he didn't somehow earn his spot. They wanted that moment and they manufactured
They just
this
faked
whole nonsensical thing. It's like the freaking Truman Show.
It is. This is nonsense. It's not real.
It's Bronny James' life is the Truman Show, is what it boils down to. Like, the world is watching and he's the only one who doesn't realize that he is the show.
Cue the tears.
I mean, that's the part that is laughable to me. And I refuse to believe that Bronny doesn't understand the reality of it. Like, I know that he probably thinks he's a baller, and you know what? He is a baller,
but he's not an NBA baller. And there's a big difference.
And especially not a guy who should be saying, "I'm not going to play in the G League." Like, that's the part that bothers me. That we all have to pretend like this is something that it's not. And then if you bring up that it is this,
how dare you?
Oh, that's cutting him short, or this happens in every job. And it does. But again, let's just call it what it is. LeBron swung his thing and got his kid a job. And it's not that crazy. It's just crazy to act like it's something that
would we be mad if they brought him on as an assistant coach? Like, he had aspired to be a coach, and they brought him in over guys who had toiled for years just to get to the end. Would we be looking at it the same way?
No,
I don't think
we probably should be.
No, I don't think we should. I'm just saying, because there's how many fathers and sons in the coaching ranks?
Oh, there's tons
across the league. We don't even, you're telling me that Flip Saunders' boy got a job over mine?
Yeah,
you're like, what? So,
Dan Hurley's been in the news. He was almost a Lakers coach, and he became a coach because of his dad. He's got and I'm not saying that Dan Hurley can't coach, but he's got another brother.
Well, have you seen the Nuggets? The Nuggets have 4 coaches' kids on their. So that's not unprecedented, and they're going to say that, but it's different. That's different. Now, aspiring coaches have every complaint that every aspiring NBA guy does. But you can have as many coaches as you want.
Yep.
You can have 9 coaches.
There's no salary cap for your coaches.
I'm not keeping anybody else out of a job. I just named a different coach onto the gig. So that's the nepo in the coaching establishment. Is if I'm hiring you as an assistant, that doesn't preclude another guy coming. It's just more money that the franchise is spending. It's not taking a roster spot, and that's the key to this entire thing. The roster spot, that 12th man on the bench. And not only the politics of the 12th man on the bench, but, everything that goes along with that guy, because that's the opening for everybody else in the world to become a Laker. That 12th spot on the bench, that's the spot on the bench that'll be considered the rookie job. Is he going to live and act like a rookie? Is he going to buy the donuts? Is he going to carry the luggage? Is he going to be the first one to the gym and the last one out? Is he going to do what every other rookie's supposed to do? That's going to matter inside the locker room. That'll matter about the team. And JJ's going to have to monitor that. And that's just one more thing on the list of being the head coach of the Lakers. They made his job harder yesterday.
But he's also part of the charade.
Yeah, he's part of the whole charade, the high five and the bumping. But he has to clap along with it. They just hired him.
What can he say? I don't believe we should draft this guy.
No, he can't.
Because the only reason he's got the job is because he's friends with LeBron.
Exactly. So he has to stand over there clapping and behind the scenes go, holy crap, this is awful. This is terrible.
Dude, think about this. Some of the guys that are playing for the South Bay Lakers, Damian Baugh, who played at TCU, was good in college. Skylar Mays played at LSU. He was a stud in college. Castleton, center out of Florida, that was a really good college
player. The guys you just mentioned, Skylar Mays. Skylar Mays is exactly the same size as Bronny. They're both small point guards that rely on quickness and guile and all of that kind of stuff. So if we're going to monitor growth on who should be and shouldn't be, I think Skylar Mays is the perfect guy to compare to him because they play the same position and do the same things.
Who do you think's more developed?
Skylar, by far.
Not even close.
Not even close.
And who do you think will be playing in the Staples Center first?
I think Bronny will probably suit up first.
Yeah. And that's the part where it's like, oh, that kind
and
of sucks.
that's the kind of thing that will tear a lot. I know that Bronny and Anthony Davis, Uncle Anthony will be awfully kind.
Yeah, Uncle Ant.
But everybody else, those mid-level dudes, when Bronny's running in practice and he doesn't get screamed at for missing a pass or doesn't make the pick on time, and they go, well, let's run it again without ripping him.
Well, Uncle JJ was hard on me at practice today, Dad.
Well, let me call him.
I'll send him a text.
We'll have to talk about that tomorrow. Don't worry, you'll get your 12 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, JJ, chill
on the Bronny, man.
Yeah, let him have some time, baby. It's just I don't know. Like I said, and here's Woj. I mean, he's very defensive about this whole thing, which is kind of weird.
Consider his sources, though.
But here's what Woj had to say about it.
And I don't want to hear these charges, people talking about nepotism. No, the NBA is full of nepotism, full of it. The ownership level, front offices, coaching. I don't want to hear it all of a sudden because of Bronny James's father plays for the Lakers. It is rampant in this league.
Yeah. And no one's trying to say it's not. But don't tell me that this isn't happening because of it. That's the issue. That is the crux of the issue to me.
And I think we would give him credit if LeBron came out and said, yeah, I'm very fortunate that I'm in a position to make my dream come true by my ability to bring my son in. I realize and acknowledge the fact that this is not an opportunity that anybody's ever had before. And because I am who I am so grateful that I can do this.
Yeah.
And, and I'll let him prove it. But I tell you what, I paved the ground to let him do this. And as a father, I could not be more proud. Come at me and tell me you wouldn't do the same damn thing.
Brian wants to talk about Juan Nunez. Listen, if Juan Nunez's last name was Gasol, we'd be a lot more interested because he probably would have gone in the first round and he'd be on the roster tomorrow.
Rubio.
Yeah, but that his name's
Juan
not
Gasol.
Juan Gasol or Juan Rubio. It's Juan Nunez, and no one knows who his dad is.
Let's not paint. Don't think that Juan's coming to San Antonio.
That's why we're not talking much about him.
There's a reason why we're passing up on. Did you see him? He looks like he's about 12.
He does look
He's got
very
a little
young.
bit of baby fat going on. He might be a baller. The 8 minutes of Zabruder film I saw of him yesterday looked like he could play against.
And he's like 6'4". He's got good size,
I saw him throw a nice bounce pass. I mean, he dribbled well. He looked like he was having a good time. I will say this: when they drafted him, I forget what I was on. I guess I was on ESPN. They scrolled a picture of he and Wemby standing side by side. He's got a Spain shirt on. Wemby's got a French shirt on.
Is this Wemby's Bronny?
I get the sense that this was Wemby. Seriously, I think this was totally Wemby. Like, who do you want, Vic? Who do you want, Vic? On this pick, this is all you. This is the photo. Look at this. These cats have known each other. They played in some kind of tournament against each other. And this was Wemby's pick. This was Vic. We're glad you're a Spur. You've wanted to be a GM. Pick your dude.
Well, and Popovich was like, "Oh, he's taking a Euro that we're never going to see.
A Euro 6'4" guard. I'm in.
Yeah, that's never going to play for me, but I've got the rights to him. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, if Juan Nunez ever makes it to the NBA, my assumption is he will be playing for another team that's not San Antonio.
Yeah,
because that's the way these things usually work. That's the Scola rule. Like when he's overseas, you go, "Oh, why isn't he here yet? He's so good. Oh, he's gonna come to the NBA when he's ready, and when he's ready, he's here for some other team.
Yeah, he's old and we don't want him.
Yeah, so I'm trying not to get too worked up about Juan Nunez because unlike Bronny, I don't think he's going to be over here anytime soon.
AJ, he's in the league. He made it. I never thought it would happen. The haters told him.
They said you're not going to make it.
Bronny, he had to fight his way to the ghettos.
Like,
the issues he had in the drop-off line.
He almost died, Rob. He almost died.
He's done it, though.
He's
going to pull his family out.
He was resurrected. A lot of people call him the Christ of this draft.
Yes,
it's I think it's inappropriate, but a lot of people have called him that.
At least he can read.
We assume. But again, I don't know if he's not reading the internet. Yeah, if you think that the only reason I'd get drafted is because who my dad is, you don't understand basketball.
It's a huge commitment.
Yeah, you don't understand the
When
business.
Uncle Rob, Mr. Palinka called me and told me that he was going to be calling me tomorrow and drafting. And when he called me at 55, he told me that I was a Laker. It was a dream fulfilled.
That's right.
The moment that I got into my dad's Bentley at 12.
And then Uncle JJ texted and said, "Welcome to the team."
You mean the guy that hosts the podcast with you is the coach?
Yeah. Oh, he was over
That
here.
That guy's a coach?
Oh, crazy, Dad.
no
This is
idea.
going to be so crazy.
Can one of my friends come with us? Will he draft one of my friends too?
Yeah.
We'll have a sleepover and a basketball game.
You're going to have a second round pick next year too, right? Oh, it's going to be so awesome.
Awesome. Dad, thank you so much.
Dude.
Funtivities.
Dude. We're going to have so much fun on the road. Oh, man. I'm going to drink a beer with you, Dad. Oh, it's going to be crazy.
Johnny, bring your controller.
Yeah.
Bring your controller. We're going to be on an NBA team.
Hey, Dad, do we bring our own PlayStation, or has everyone just got one in their hotel room?
Son, you'll never have to touch your PlayStation again. That will be packed and brought with you. You're an NBA player now, son.
So it'll be there. And okay, but is it going to have all my data going to be saved? Or do I need to bring an SD card?
No, that's all handled for you, son. You're an NBA professional basketball player now.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Let me take my hat off and cry into it again. I can't believe I've got a PlayStation carrier now. This is crazy.
Now go grab the players' bags. Pick them up.
I worked so hard for you. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Go grab the bag and get some donuts, Rook.
Hey, Dalton, carry my bag.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Dalton.
Who's this Connect kid? Go get my bag.
You see Bronny walk out with AirPods, and then Dalton Connect carrying like 15 dudes' bags on his back, just carrying them all like some sort of pack mule.
Dalton's life got hard.
Oh, man.
I mean, I'm the only rookie? Yep, you're the only rookie.
How can we not? Didn't we have a second round pick?
Yes, like I said, you're the only rookie.
Didn't have one. Sorry.
You signed a contract just as big as yours, even though he drafted 45 picks after you.
Well, I thought these picks were slotted. Yeah, 57 picks are slotted, but one pick, there's like a weird loophole.
Some are more equal than others, Austin.
That's right.
And Dalton. Austin and Dalton. Austin Reeves is going to be in for a rude awakening.
Reese O'Shea is looking at his deal like, how did Bronny James get more money than me?
What's Bronny money?
What is happening here? I want to be highest paid rookie. I was number one pick. Well, you can be the highest paid French rookie.
You could pay Bronny less. He doesn't have to buy his mama house.
That's true.
Nobody needs a car. Everybody's all taken care of.
That's true.
So, the circles he runs in, he's all still the lowest paid guy. The guys that his friends.
But Dad, I want. There's some super rare Funko Pops I'm trying to get, and how am I going to have the money for it?
I own the plant.
I'm tired of having to use your money, Dad. I want to buy my own Funko Pops.
I'll tell you, but I defy you to say that you wouldn't do the same thing.
I wouldn't do the same thing.
You would.
No, I wouldn't.
You would. If you had the opportunity to shower your kid and it meant absolutely nothing, and anybody who said anything, who cares? Who cares if you guys got a problem with it? Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
I get to play in an NBA game with my kid, and it doesn't matter at all to anybody other than they can't do it either. So I if I'm LeBron, you know what? I come out with my middle finger up and like, yeah, you guys got a problem with it?
Yeah. I oft wonder because like when I would coach my kids team, like it was tough for me because you don't want. And my kid luckily he was pretty.
But were you nicer? Or I was always harder on my kid. They were glad when I wasn't coaching them anymore. They were glad I left.
But I always did wonder what would I do if my kid was the 12th best kid on a 12-man team? Like, would I be the one?
Most of those dads aren't coaching.
Yeah.
Normally, though, in my experience, the dad coaches kind of peeled away with the talent of their kid.
Yeah.
As they petered out, as they reached a level at which they were no longer competitive, that dad and that kid just kind of peeled away.
Yeah.
And then the real coaches took over.
Yeah. It is it's easy to sit here and say, "Oh, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that," but
Well, I'm that guy. I peeled away too.
But the truth is, like, LeBron knows that his son is set up for life. He's going to have a good life if he plays in the NBA or not.
His grandson, his great-grand. He's got great-grandkid money now. This is legacy. This is billions beyond even recognition.
But this was LeBron's dream.
Yeah,
he said as much.
And he did it. More power to you as a dad. But, dude, act like it's what it is. Don't act like this is well-earned and the end of a lifetime dream for the kid that, it was, but it was, Nepo stuff. He was indeed bored on third base. Just don't let him think he hit a triple.
That's all.
And just tell him, look, dude, you are so lucky. You have any idea how lucky he is? I hope that he feels that way. I hope that some little kernel in his brain, he realizes that he got something that only one person in history, you were the first in history to get this, son. I hope you realize the gravity of it.
All right, let's talk about Paul George and the situation going on in L.A. There's another team in L.A. I don't think Paul George's kid got drafted yesterday, but we'll talk about his future with the team coming up next. Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Happy birthday, America! Mr. W Fireworks has been your family-owned and operated fireworks provider since 1963. We are proud to guarantee the lowest prices on fireworks around. And the biggest selection, too. That's right. Here at Mr. W Fireworks, we have the lowest prices on fireworks in the area and with the biggest selection to choose from. At Mr. W Fireworks, we have been doing this a long time. We never charge any hidden fees, and we pass our savings down to the customer. Find our location near you at MrWFireworks.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow. Sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Were you uninvited to game night? Do you play board games with the ferocious intensity of an iron-fisted oligarch? Have friends left game night asking, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Get to Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and save $500 on Tempur-Breeze mattresses. Plus, get a $300 instant gift, all with free and fast delivery. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Ink card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson for Tri-County Meat Market, your locally owned full-service meat market. Tri-County has two great locations, Keebner Road and Ralph Fair, stocked full of everything you need to up your grilling game. You're looking for the perfect cut of beef, they've got it. If they don't have it, they'll cut it for you. Roast chicken, prepare foods, they've got it. The 5 for $25 is always in play. If you're a first responder, 10% off the best meat you're going to find. Tri-County Meat Market. Head over to either location, put some good meat on the grill, and thank me later.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Huddling up on a Friday. Hell yeah, baby.
Right. You know, I think the combination of a 2-day weird NBA draft. Do you think they're going to do that again next year with no Bronny?
Oh my God.
Because the only purpose for yesterday was Bronny getting drafted, right? That was the only reason we did this.
I don't think they started this tradition because this was widely regarded as the most average draft ever. I think they started this tradition because they knew Bronny James.
And they did it so Bronny could get home before curfew.
Yeah.
So they did it early so Bronny could get drafted and get home before the streetlights came on.
Yeah. Mom's going to be super mad if I'm out past.
They had their party at Chuck E. Cheese and then they all went home.
Yeah. And you saw that.
Just like any other kid whose dad was the coach.
They actually won him that Lakers hat out of the claw machine. So there were 30 hats there. They were all in the claw machine.
I would love to see the box of hats. Prove to me that you guys legitimately thought that somebody else was going to draft.
They hand him the Magic hat. And they're like, oh wait. Wrong one. My bad.
Sorry.
Here you go. We didn't know. It was all up in the air.
We brought the Phoenix hat.
Guy could have gone
Thought
first.
it was going to be Phoenix.
He could have gone first. Like, how great would it have been if, like, Bronny had, like, when they interviewed him, he was like, you know, it was hard waiting all the way to 55. I expected to be called.
Thought I was a lottery guy.
You know, I thought there was no way I'd go past 17. And it's just, it was hard for me. Like, act like he's Aaron Rodgers or just like, you know, the wait was so difficult.
Yeah, he didn't go sit in the green room. So I guess that kind of goes counter to him living in this bubble. I noticed he wasn't flying out to New York to sit in the green room.
Dad, why haven't they invited me to go out there to the green room? What's going on with that? Reed Shepard got to go.
Let me call Uncle Adam Silver. Let me call your Uncle Adam.
This is garbage, Dad. He gets to the green room. They don't even have an Xbox in here.
Get me Commissioner Silver on the horn.
Oh,
poor Bronny.
Poor Bronny.
Poor sad Bronny.
Oh man, what a pity case, this Bronny James.
They knew it was coming, right? Do you think anybody in the LeBron James family thought that this would go unnoticed?
I'm sure people told him, like, hey man,
like this is going to look weird and you're going to have to suffer for a couple of weeks. I hope you're ready for what's coming.
But I think when you're talking, and listen,
look at Nike. You already got the ad campaign going.
Does he? Oh my God! Tell me he's going to have a signature shoe.
You know, but Bronny's shoes would have to have Velcro straps because he's just a kid. Like his would be like the starter LeBron's, like Velcro strapped. They don't make a size bigger than like baby's 3.
Instead of like what would be great is if on the shoe the swoosh turns into a spoon at the end and it's silver.
Silver spoon swoosh. The new Nike Nepos. You got the new Nepos on? The ones with the silver spoon swoosh?
Oh, man.
By Nepo Nikes.
God, what a
It's
wild
collab with
again. It's not wild that it happened. It's wild that they're pretending it like it didn't happen for the reasons that it happened. That's the only thing that's insane to me. Paul George is
this mattered. Now we're talking real basketball.
You want to talk hoop? You want to talk hoop?
This really mattered. Now we're getting into the meat of the day. He has till tomorrow to opt into how'd you like to be today? And this will be Paul George's first time to go through free agency and all that the wine and dine, get to fly in, everybody talk nice about you and tell you how great you will be when you arrive at their place. Or you could opt in to 50 or 48.8 million guaranteed dollars. It's a good day. Paul George is in good place.
He's in a good position. It's all because of who his dad is,
Mr. George.
But the weird thing is the value of Paul George, I think, is like,
where is that today?
That's the question.
Yeah.
And I think it's different for a lot of teams because the Clippers are like, we're not going to give you what we gave Kawhi.
But which you go, why not?
Yeah.
That would be rather galling. At least I come to work.
And maybe it's because, well, you guys have been there for the last couple of years, and what do we have to show for it?
That's the other side of that. As now put together, this is not a title team.
Because here's the truth, and it's in hindsight, it doesn't matter. But I said before the finals started, if Jason Tatum doesn't win, or if the Celtics don't win a title this year, do you pay Jason Tatum what you're paying Jaylen Brown?
Yes. I think that was a yes, no matter what, AJ. No matter what, it's a yes.
I don't know if you've seen it for years and it's not getting there. Do you keep throwing money at it? Is the question, and that's a question the Clippers have to ask.
And then there's this one added part: Bombers opening this brand new building. I mean, can you stumble into this brand new building already? Probably fourth in the hierarchy of sporting needs in LA. I mean, got the Dodgers are always ahead of you.
Isn't really a sports town anyway.
Yeah, and the Lakers are always going to be ahead of you. And
well, Bronny James isn't playing for USC anymore, so
USC's a peg down. And then the Rams or whatever. So you're already fighting for a dollar that's hard to get anyway.
Yeah.
Do you let Paul George go away? I don't know if it's even one of those if it's more of an economic thing than it is a basketball thing. I just got to have him around for a couple years to sell some tickets.
It's a weird situation. So they're not offering, Clippers don't want to offer him a max. George wants a 4-year max contract. Apparently, there are several teams willing to give him that. Orlando is one of them. Philly is one of them. And the Golden State Warriors are one of them, apparently. But the Clippers now get to the point where, okay, looks like he's going to play for another team, but do we want to have nothing to show for it when he leaves?
They have to give him the max. They have to. There's no question about them signing the contract or offering the deal. You can't just let Paul George skip out of town.
But Paul George can.
Yeah, he can. So you got to go today and say, here's your max contract. Today, you don't let him even get to tomorrow to have to decide. The Clippers are going to give him every penny that they can. They have to. And then go and hope that there's been some sidebar manufactured trade deals that, no, this is the value of the contract you're getting. It's every penny that I can give him, that I have to give him. They're against the wall. The max deal is what he's going to sign if he's going to sign. Now, he'll have to take less if he opts out. But it would be awfully nice to take maybe a few dollars left. He's got $150 million in the bank. And be the free agent. Live the life that LeBron has loved for so many years. Let teams fly out and tell you how good you are and tell you how they're going to use you and look at the benefits and be the dude. Live that life for a few days.
And apparently Paul George has kind of quietly told people he doesn't want to play on the East Coast. So now you're taking Philadelphia off the table.
When you hear that kind of stuff, I always think that's
weird.
Kind of like like if I'm going to play on the East Coast, I'm going to have to buy a few more coats, so you better pay me some more. That kind of stuff.
I mean, max is max.
I guess that's it.
But
so you would say, I'm not going to play in the Garden? You're not going to play in Philly?
Philly, doesn't Philly feel like they are now in the position that the Celtics have been in, which is the team that's felt like they should have done the most that hasn't done it yet?
Oh, easily. And on the other side of that, you bring Philly a basketball title, You'll be a god forever.
And you're also getting to play with, maybe when he's on the court, at least the best player in the NBA.
So when I hear, I'd prefer not to play on the West Coast, you go, or East Coast. I go, well, if that's going to keep you from going places, do I even want you on the West Coast?
Yeah.
You know?
The questions with the Warriors, there's a few questions. So Ballmer would be basically saying, we're going to let you go to a division rival that's been way better than us over the last several years. And like I shouldn't say way better than, has outperformed us over the past several years at least. But then the questions about the Warriors, who by all accounts, like the management has said, hey, we're done with this luxury tax time. We need to get our payroll under control. Well, how's that work? I get you're moving on from Klay Thompson, but now you're going to just add another max deal?
I think that's window dressing for Golden. If they go after Paul George, everything about the no more luxury tax, that's all.
And then
puffery. That's lies. It's not true.
If there is a trade with the Clippers, you're talking about Andrew Wiggins, who would be the guy that balances out the money
at the very least, and then more.
You're talking about Gary Payton. You're talking about Jonathan Kuminga, and you're talking about draft picks.
More, yeah.
Like,
you're going to land Paul George in a place that's bereft of bench talent? Yeah, you'll have Steph, and you'll have Draymond, and you'll have Chris Paul if he's still there, but you ain't going to have a bench or anybody that you can name.
Does Chris Mullen have a kid?
Oh, Steph's kids. We draft them yet?
Get one of those. Get one of those Curry kids. It's
Draymond. You got anybody? We can.
Any of you guys have kids? What's going on with you guys? Have some damn kids.
We're going to get any talent in this building.
We got a roster to fill out
because we can't pay them. Will they play? Will they pay for their allowance if we draft them? Can we use Steph's allowance to pay his kids?
So George has until tomorrow to decide his player option.
There's no question he's going to opt in, unless, of course, he goes, you know what? I want to be a free agent. I want to be the guy that gets to kind of put together a team, other than the guy that has to find the financial components to get themselves to another team.
And that's the thing. Paul George isn't poor. Paul George has made a lot of money to be Paul George. Paul George is now in the mode of a lot of these players in ring chasing mode. And if you are, in fact, in ring chasing mode, yeah, it's a couple million here. And I'm not saying like a couple million's nothing, but if I'm going to a team, why would I want that team to have to gut their roster to get me there? And now I'm just in a position where I'm on this team that doesn't have, like, if I want to go play for the Warriors, why don't I want to go play for him and keep Gary Payton and keep Andrew Wiggins and
I could be a first round out with the Clippers.
Yeah,
I could be a first round out here.
That.
Yeah. So with that in mind, AJ, if he opts out and it is truly about chasing a ring, the Spurs aren't on the clock, are they? I mean, they're not close enough.
No, they're not.
But with him, you go from the 1 arrow fast forward to the 2 arrow fast forward.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Suddenly
your podcast is playing at 2x.
Yeah, you're playing the 2x. And is that a bad thing? And is he worth? Would you go spend $200 million on Paul George for 4 years?
I mean, this is you've got to decide, is he the one? Because I've said this yesterday on the Blitz. You're collecting all these things, and you're going to find a player, and you're going to say, now we push our chips in. If you believe Paul George is the difference maker, then yeah.
The Clippers thought he was, and he wasn't.
And you know what? The Clippers, whatever you want to say about Kawhi, and I know nobody here likes him, but Kawhi's a hell of a player.
And it wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough, man.
I think we pass on it. And I know that there's not a lot of rumor there, but whenever I always work on the premise, whenever there's blood in the streets, look at the land around it, because the value will go up eventually.
I think the time to go out and get a guy like that is when you're closer.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think, while it would fast forward us to, that he's worth 20 games. He really would bring.
If
we're not title
If
ready.
the Spurs were where the Rockets got to last year, I would say, take that shot.
But
when
you get the opportunity, sometimes it's not the right time. You know what I mean? Sometimes when that comes across the board, and that's when we get to, as we talk about the draft, this collaborative thing, that there's nobody in the Spurs building that will stand up and go, I know it's not the right time. And I know we don't feel like we're ready. But when are we going to ever have even the slightest opportunity to even talk to a Paul George?
Yeah. And if you're asking me, would I rather you overpay for a Paul George or overpay for a Darius Garland or Trae Young or DeJounte Murray? It's Paul George, because Paul George is an elite player.
Right. So
the other guys, it's like they're good, but are they like world-changing players? Not really.
And the thing is, if you say no today, if you had the opportunity, you'll never get the opportunity for Paul George.
You're right.
By the time he's up for a contract,
It'll be washed.
It'll be over.
All right, let's hit a break. We'll switch to some NFL for a minute and talk about this Sunday ticket situation, which is fascinating to me. It's a Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
The NBA draft in the books. The Spurs got a castle, a project, a draft and stash. We'll react to what the Spurs did in this NBA draft and what could be next on the Blitz starting at 2 o'clock. Plus, as always on a Friday, we'll talk Cowboys with John Machota at 5:15.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
This gal came up to me. Hey, what's going on? I'm like, well, I'm going up to my room. Really?
What company?
And I told my wife when I got up there, I said, I think some gal wanted to come up here with me, but I didn't figure this would go over very well.
I got a present for you.
Right.
Look what I found in the lobby.
She followed me home.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind. There at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
San Antonio's favorite shoe store, WSS, is inviting all Dallas Cowboys fans this Saturday to meet Dallas Cowboys star Eric Kendricks. That's right, Eric Kendricks will be at the WSS on Walsham Road, just off I-35 in Windcrest, plus raffles, prizes, games, music, and much more. Don't miss this exciting event. The meet and greet with Eric Kendricks starts at 10 a.m. this Saturday at the WSS shoe store on Walsham Road, off I-35 in Windcrest. WSS, your neighborhood, your style.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
Ready for the ultimate outdoor adventure? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star has your chance to win a getaway to Telluride, Colorado. Your prize package includes airfare and luxurious hotel accommodations for two, plus thrilling expeditions like fly fishing, kayaking, ATV rides, and more. And it could be all yours. Enter once per day at sasportstar.com. You must be 18 or older to play. This is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. One winner will be chosen. Complete rules at sasportstar.com. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime. Enter now at sasportstar.com.
Hey, this is Greeny. We'll tackle the NFL and dive into the NBA today at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle. 94.1. The NFL has to pay all the money in the world.
It feels like it, man.
$4.7 billion.
Now, that's 4.7 is the non-treble damage. This could be.
Help me understand. I don't understand
treble.
that
When
term.
you,
like,
when
it
you
says
do
14.39 is the
so there are damages, and then there are punitive damages. There's two different kind of damages where it play out. There's the damages. This is what you did. This is the harm that you caused. That's the damages part. That's the 4 billion. But then there gets to the point in this kind of litigation is what you did was so onerous, so terrible. We're going to fine you so much that you'll never do it again. So you're going to pay the damages, but now you're going to do the time. But the corporation can't do time. All that we can do to them is either keep them from doing their business or pay the huge fine to continue doing your business. So now we're talking treble damages. So we're looking at 3 times. We're talking about a fine of like $13 billion. The value of 3 or some of the higher 2 franchises. This is bankruptcy kind of numbers. This is a $14 billion bill is headed toward the NFL if all things play out. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's crazy. It could cost each team $450 million.
Can you imagine what the phone lines are going to look like at the NFL headquarters today when all these owners go, I'm on the hook for what?
Like, the thing about all the owners, they all love Roger. That might end that, huh?
This isn't done. This is under appeal, but it seems like what they did, and I mean, this is legalese, but it seems like what they did in front of that California jury, they were mad. They pissed off that jury.
It's so weird because I don't totally get. I mean, they're saying like they overcharged or upsold Sunday Ticket when, like, there's other ways to get the NFL. First of all, they're available in all their markets. Like, you can get.
Well, there's blackouts, and then there was, and see, this began, I believe, as from what I can understand, this was a case that actually was thrown out. It began with a bar in San Francisco that didn't want to have to pay the exorbitant DirecTV fee to watch the 49ers, but it was blacked out. The only way you could watch it at that time was through DirecTV. This is a suit that involved
bar in San Francisco.
It's called the Lucky Duck or the Skunky Duck or something like that. Back in like 2016, sued because they didn't want to pay this exorbitant, and they couldn't get the game otherwise. It wasn't free to them. It would have been blacked out or whatever the case was. And then it was thrown out. And then after it was thrown out and it was brought back in, then there was the general buyer, the public, us, that were then thrown in. And once they were included, that's when the suit took off. That as a general person like us, as best I can understand here, they're saying that DirecTV and the NFL precluded any competition. There was no way to go watch this other than the way that they had with that money, and they had fought to keep any competition out.
NFL Plus,
the Mucky
Red Zone. I think there's plenty of ways to watch it.
Well, back then when the suit was brought, evidently not.
Well, listen, UFC 303 is tomorrow.
The precedent for this dude is huge. You're right.
Yeah, so UFC 303 is tomorrow. I'm a bar. I want to show UFC 303. Costs me, like, and the way the UFC does it in boxing is you pay based on what your fire code is, what your capacity is. And you pay that's why most of these places will charge like a cover charge to watch the game or to watch the fights. But if you say, man, this is an exorbitant amount of money, I don't want to pay it, Well, that's not the UFC's fault.
Well,
Like, they
it kind
say,
of is.
This is the price. If you want your bar to carry our product, this is what it costs you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like you're going to send the UFC a percentage of your drink sales for that night if they give it to you for free. Are you? No. So you're like, I want to make money off you, NFL, but I don't want to pay you to have the access to that product.
There's vertical integration. I mean, what they're getting, they're not mad at that. What they have said essentially is, yeah, what you've got is fine, but you have effectively bought out, stomped out, completely washed out any other way for anybody to compete with you. That you are so aligned with the organization that it's a monopoly. We have no access to what has now become a public thing.
Yeah.
So they're just mad at the fact that there was no channel, and the defense was, hey, we're the only channel. Of course you're going to pay us. Well, on the other side of that is, yes, you're the only channel because you have precluded any competition at all. You have stomped out, bought out, whatever it was. No one, like, this is DirecTV. Notice the suit does not involve Dish. It's just DirecTV, who had that direct line to the NFL, that original contract that was signed back in like 94.
Which they paid out the ass for.
Yes, they did. I'm not saying whatever went on in this jury, because this suit was thrown out. This wasn't even going to go to trial 4 years ago, but it was brought back. So whatever happened in this trial in California, the jury did everything they could against the NFL. It wasn't like, oh, you're kind of wrong. They went, you are totally wrong. How much can we squeeze from that? And then let's triple it, because what you did was that egregious.
Because to me, the idea that Sunday Ticket was a paid service.
And when it happened, it was cool. Yeah,
but I switched to DirecTV. That's why I had DirecTV.
Right, and that, I think, is kind of the crux of this.
But DirecTV, the only reason DirecTV had, exclusive access is because
they were the first
paid for it.
I agree.
So, so having an exclusive agreement isn't unusual. There was a time when the only way you could get an iPhone was if you had AT&T. That, like, when iPhones first came out, if you had Verizon, you couldn't get an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And that was great business for AT&T because everybody wanted an iPhone. So a bunch of people had to switch to AT&T to get it. AT&T, I'm sure, paid Apple plenty of money for that right. Well, like DirecTV
But then they didn't go and shut Samsung down to where you couldn't even get a Samsung with the same stuff. You couldn't even have access to messaging. I mean, what they're saying is that they locked it down to the point where if you wanted it, no matter how you tried, you couldn't get it other than through this. And that is the theory of a monopoly. That is the basis of it. They have integrated to the point where there is no competition at all. And competition in our mind is always better, except for some very exclusive things.
If I want to watch Ted Lasso, I want to be a Ted Lasso bar, I've got to have Apple TV.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to pay for Apple TV. Well,
but
then you can't watch
the
Ted
argument.
It's very simple.
No, but here's the argument. Yes, but you have to take it even further. If you want to watch Ted Lasso, you will only get Apple programming and nothing else. So the argument here is Apple goes, yeah, we've got Ted Lasso, but we have bought, shut down, or eliminated every other app to watch. You can't even watch anything else. What they're saying is it was blacked out. We had no access to it. None.
So have DirecTV and cable, I guess. I don't know.
Well, see, they're saying you couldn't do that. That the bars couldn't even go to the cable feed. That if they were going to carry it legally, they had to go DirecTV. There was no other way to broadcast. Couldn't go through their antennas because they're a bar. Yeah. I mean, competition in the eyes of most is always better. It's always better to go, well, I can either do this or that, and because there's a this or that the competition and the price will stay competitive. But once there's an agreement or there's no other competition, this isn't going to stick, by the way. There's no way the NFL is going to get stuck on a $12 billion bill.
There were people who tried to, the Longhorn Network was playing, it was some crappy game. It was like Texas versus TCU or something. And this was years ago. And people were complaining because the only way you could see it was on the Longhorn Network. And they were like, this isn't right. And it's like, first of all, like, so entitled. Like, why can't we watch this? It's like, this is the way it was chosen to be distributed. Money exchanged hands between the people who had the rights to carry it and the people who ended up carrying it. That's how they chose to distribute it. That's on them. It doesn't, Not everything is public use.
But you're arguing for the NFL. This is beneficial to the fan. I mean, the prices are going to come down, and you're going to have access to another way to view it. It will, by the nature of this suit, help out the fan one way or another. We've got a check coming right now. You and me have money coming in one way or form. We're going to get cheaper, freer football.
I just don't understand from a legal standpoint.
I don't know the basis. I don't pretend to understand this. But I can only tell you, AJ, that whatever went down in that courtroom, the jury that are just like us went at the end of all the discussion went, not only were you wrong, you are so wrong, we're trebling the damages on this.
Imagine the station across town was like, man, I want that Morning Huddle show. I want to play their show on our station.
They're screwed.
You can't.
Well, we can be bought. I mean, everything's fair.
But it's all negotiable. You're going to have to negotiate with Alpha. All right, we'll be back. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM, Floresville.
Do you know anyone who lives a life of gratitude? Do you know anyone whose life is marked with ingratitude? And which of these do you want to be around? Better yet, which of these do you want to be? Where gratitude enriches and enlarges our personal world, ingratitude poisons it. And the poison is called entitlement. Entitlement says the world owes me, therefore I deserve it, therefore why be thankful or grateful for something I'm owed. But life does not work like that for a lot of reasons, and it explains why there is resentment in many hearts. On the other hand, a humble life sees the beautiful things that come our way as a gift, the gift of a beautiful morning, a good cup of coffee, a real friendship, a great family, a job with a paycheck, or good sleep. There is a proverb from the Hebrew scriptures that says, humility is the fear of the Lord. Its wages are riches and honor and life. So you might begin each day in awe of the one who made such an awesome creation, filled with countless reasons for gratitude. This is Mark Absher, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ. Visit us online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Because now at Staples, you can save up to $50 on your print purchase. From posters and flyers to signs and menus, Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. And with Staples Print Perfect Guarantee, it's done right or it's printed again free. Plus, same-day service is available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. Get it printed right at Staples. And now get up to $50 off your print purchase. And 76, visit staples.com/print for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-550-8841. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-550-8841. That's 800-550-8841. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is great because you're rarely rewarded for just being you. Ever get rewarded for being left-handed? No. You get to use weird scissors. Your reward for being a Capricorn? Cold birthdays that conflict with the holidays. And your reward for quickly responding to every work email? More emails. But with Snapshot, even left-handed Capricorns with proper email etiquette could get rewarded for good driving. So download the Progressive app today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Snapshot not available in all states or from all agents.
July 4th doorbusters are happening now at Lowe's. For a limited time only, save $70 on a Charbroil 4-burner Performance Series gas grill. Was $249, now $179. And get 50% off Harbor Breeze 48-foot LED outdoor string lights to brighten up your patio for summer. Shop these deals before they're gone, because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 7/1. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA draft concluded yesterday with the second round. The Spurs moved down one spot, acquiring Indiana's cash and considerations and Spanish guard Juan Nunez. Then with the 48th pick, selected North Carolina forward Harrison Ingram. In Major League Baseball, the Rangers opened with Baltimore, falling to the Orioles 11-2. They continue their series tonight. Catch it live, San Antonio Sports Star at 5:30. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm so fascinated by this story. And granted, I'm not a lawyer. I've read several articles on this, and I still don't totally get it, because I think of these other examples and I don't understand why this is any different. Like, because the league now has this YouTube TV deal now, right?
Mm-hmm. And this played a role, I think.
And you have to pay for YouTube TV, right?
Yeah. So this has nothing to do, as best I can understand, and my goodness, with price. It's about access. About the ability to go watch what you need to watch, and the way that it was either circumvented or disallowed by DirecTV in the NFL. Obviously, they're not going to have to pay it, but this does look like something that the NFL has been fighting for a long time. This has been going on for years. But the fact that the case was thrown out and brought back and added to, and all I can take away from it, I'll say it again, is whatever they did had 12 jurors furious.
I know.
And at the end of all this testimony, when they were done, they went into a room and said, how can we get every freaking penny from these guys? Because they deliberately, intentionally took money from us.
And I get it. And I remember being frustrated that they kept jacking up the price, but I also kept opening up my wallet.
That's all we had.
Like, and you know what? Netflix does the same thing to us now. Like, Netflix ups their prices like every 6 months. And I'm every time I see it, I'm like, man, this is BS. And then what do? Do I get rid of Netflix? No. Like, what am I? Like, I'm not like this guy who's got this moral high ground where if that's what the price is, that's what I'm going to pay. If you like, that's the thing. That's what I don't understand is if something's overtly expensive, you don't have to pay for it. Like, you don't have, like, I don't, my wife doesn't have those Louboutin shoes. Why? Because we don't pay $1,000 for a pair of shoes.
But she would be able to go buy another pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? I think it's not that the price, it's the access. Like, so she doesn't wear her Louboutins. Yeah, she can go get it. There's no other NFL.
Well, you know, there's other football.
No, not really. Not
put up the arena league. You know, I mean, it's. This is a premium product, is what the NFL was saying. This is a premium product. The idea that, I mean, the NFL. I'll ask you this, and maybe I'm in the minority. And I know that it's real easy to sit aside and say, "No way, that's when I'm done." But if the NFL said you can't watch football without paying $100 a month, would you pay it? Like, the only way to access football going forward is to pay $100 a month.
Well, I probably would, because it's my life, but there'd be a lot of people that go away. They'd be gone.
There's not even a question to me. If it wasn't my job, I would pay $100 a month for the NFL. Like, It's just,
well, you would, but when it came to the NFL or name a daily, I'm talking about not even just food. I'm just talking about, do we go out and eat tomorrow night, or do I watch football on Sunday? I mean, that when it starts getting there,
I watch football on Sunday. But I mean, listen, I pay $80 a month basically to watch the UFC pay-per-views, and I don't even think twice about it. It's just it's something that I want to see. And you know what? If there's a month where I say, I don't like this fight, I'm not going to watch. Oh, the Bears are playing the Lions. I'm not interested in that game. I'm not paying this month. But you have that option as a consumer. I guess maybe I don't know. Again, I'm not a lawyer.
Think what you're arguing is the point of this suit, though. I think the point is something else, something in there where money was just literally siphoned off the top.
The
in some
NFL
sort of extravagant way.
The NFL and DirecTV had this deal, and I don't blame DirecTV because they got something that no one else had, and that's what you want, right? Like that's. If we're the only place that has this, man, we're an exclusive place. People want to come to us. Great. You're the NFL. We have this thing. We want to give this to the people who are going to give us the most money for it. DirecTV was that group. So
pigs get hot.
Yep. No, it's
this is I don't think we're getting the crux of it, because again, I can't get over the fact that they went not only from a case that had been thrown out to getting to penalizing but the max possible. It wasn't like, oh, this is pretty bad, but it ain't awful. Like, here's a fine, don't do it again. This is that bad, and we want to fine you 3 times that amount, so you will never even think about doing this again.
Well, sucks for the NFL. Not my problem.
Doesn't suck for us. It sucks for the players, the owners. Can you imagine waking up this morning and go, oh, by the way, guys, we're going to need $500 million from all of y'all.
Yeah.
You got about a week, $500 million each in about a week and a half. You don't need that.
Meanwhile, this, Jags owner's just like, yeah, just sign my name on a new stadium.
$500 million ain't nothing.
Yeah. Not all of them.
Well, I mean, you just, you could leverage the team for the money.
Yeah.
Nothing ever comes out of your pocket.
Yeah. That is, again, I don't think any of this money gets paid.
No, it's going to get whittled down, but I do think we are going to see a direct benefit at the end of the day. You and I will see a benefit somehow, some way, and if it's not us, definitely the bars and the way that they were having to pay for all.
I think we're probably going to get like $150.
I wonder if they were making them pay for everything when they only wanted to pay for one. Maybe it was that. Like, you have to buy the whole ticket. You can't just buy your team. You have to pay if you want to see your team, San Francisco, play. You got to make sure you're paying for Buffalo too. And
isn't that everybody though?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how it made everybody so mad.
Did you have Cowboys only Sunday ticket?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe there should have been. Maybe that was the crux of the argument. That you're making me buy the entire pie when I only want a slice.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that is the case. Like, but again, it's like saying I only want to buy Game of Thrones. I don't want to pay for everything else on HBO. Just Game of Thrones. HBO's like,
it feels that way.
Well, it's going to cost you the same price. You can get The Sopranos and The Wire and Curb Your Enthusiasm for free, but this is the price of HBO. I don't know. Brad said ESPN offered Sunday ticket in 2022 for $70 on a team-by-team basis. The NFL turned it down.
See, there we go. See,
but again, it's their right to do that.
I just get the sense that when we really get into the nuts and bolts of this, it's really going to piss you off. Because it obviously pissed off the jury.
No, it did. Yeah.
You don't want to bankrupt the cash cow that we love, but you're throwing a $14 billion bill at a league, you're going to cause some problems.
Yeah.
Especially into your favorite team. They won't have the money to re-sign McCaffrey now.
And he says they purposely made it only DirecTV at an inflated price. Well, inflated is that's what I'm saying. Inflated is always like it's a subjective word.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
So inflated, again, it's what are you willing to pay? And if you're not willing to pay for it, then they're probably charging too much. But there's still people out there who will pay for it. And they know what the number is. If we charge this much, we need this many subscribers. And if they're charging this much and the subscriber count is here, they say, okay, we've got to lower the price to get the subscribers to here to make our nut. And they know they're smart. They know what the number is. So if they say, hey, we're going to charge this exorbitant amount, they know there's this many people who will pay that amount. Probably this many. Probably going to, obviously.
I don't pretend to know why, but there's some mad jurors in California.
Yeah. Was the NFL not a premium product in the 90s? Because I remember when you could watch games for free then. But you know what? In the 90s, you could watch 3 games a week.
Well, we didn't have the delivery channels that we have now. I mean, and now that we can stream and we can put a little, I mean, we just didn't have access or the ability to provide what we can provide now. So I don't want us to all pretend we're all lawyers, but I think at the end of the day, we go, this is good for me.
Yeah. Again, I'm not like,
for me, I'm down, but I don't know.
I'm not sad about this. I'm trying to understand it is all I'm saying, because to me, like, if I'm the NFL, I'm pissed off about this because I feel like they've got a good case.
The funny thing is, the NFL really has been the only league that has really kind of figured out how for me to watch it. The way that to be a basketball fan in this day and age, and especially in San Antonio, and not have the one single provider that provides the channel to watch a local basketball game has become this ridiculous move from this app to that, or crack streams over here, just so I can watch my favorite team. We've gone askew.
College sports is doing a good job with that, because like if you're a college basketball or college football fan, ESPN Plus has so many games.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that it was as simple as that for everybody, but I get it that they're like, the money involved is just absurd. And I'm not going to fault the business for making as much money as they can, because that's what businesses do. Like, that's what you go into business for, is to make money. And all these owners, before they get hit with this $450 million bill, we're all thrilled about this, because they're making as much money as possible. They're making money hand over fist. And now that when it's cut, when the bill comes due, it's
just a little sidebar. And this is NBA. The Phoenix Suns, when Matt Ishbia bought the Suns, and they were in the middle of this Diamond Vision, regional sports network collapse. And Ishbia just said, you know what? I'm not going to deal with the cable deal. I know I'm giving up money. This is all of our TV now will be broadcast over the air. And their viewership went up 94%.
Yeah.
And they realized, just like they did back in 1999.
How do you watch the Spurs here?
They're under contract with an RSN, a Bally Sports Network. And the only way you have access to them is if you have Dish, you can't watch the Spurs, because the Spurs on Dish they don't have Bally Sports Network. So you have to have DirecTV or Spectrum or an app for
like a Bally Sports app.
Bally Sports app.
Okay.
That's how you watch the Spurs. And if you don't have that, you don't get to watch them.
Yeah.
Or you go through some sort of illegal means, which I never did, called crack streams, and you would watch them that way. It's a mess. So Ishbia took over and said, you know what? We're just going to broadcast over the air and sell the commercial rights at a higher value. And they're making money, and you have ready access however you want to watch it.
And I'm sure eventually, I don't know, I'm sure eventually that's how everybody's going to end up going.
Well, back in 99, when there was the NBA strike, and up until 99, they blacked out local home games. You couldn't watch a local home game on television. To see that game, you had to go to it if they were playing at home. You only got to watch the road games. But then after the NBA strike, all the NBA teams said, let's make nice with the fans. And for the rest of this year, we'll just broadcast every home game. And the cable guys that were having to travel to broadcast all the games now got to broadcast home games.
Yeah.
And they realized immediately that fandom skyrocketed, that there were plenty of people who could never afford to a Spurs game and were never going to go. But now they could be fans, and they could watch 82 instead of 41 road games. And fandom exploded, and they never looked back. I don't understand why the NFL hadn't gone, you know what? Look at what the NBA did. They made it free, and they exploded.
Because the NBA exploded, and it's still not even close to what the NFL does.
But the NFL, obviously, there is still room for growth. I mean, there's still room to capture more market, and they're limiting themselves.
But I can't imagine the NFL looking at any other sports and saying, I wish that we did it more like they do it.
Well, back in 99, I think the football kind of had to deal with their own issues with the RSNs as well. But at that point, there was no ESPN.
Yeah.
That was handling NFL games anyway.
109er says local games should be free to the fans.
Whether you pay for it. And I think we should tax all foreigners living abroad. I think there's a lot of things that we should do. But I think access to fandom grows the brand all the time. You charge tickets to see them live, but if it's televised, I shouldn't have to pay for that, man, other than just the access to the broadcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to pay for broadcast.
And maybe been a boxing and MMA guy, it's like I'm just used to if And if you don't want to watch, if there's a fight that I don't want to watch, I'm just not going to pay for it. That, you know, if I think that, you know, Tyson Fury's fighting some squash guy, I'm not going to pay for that. But if it's a fight that I'm interested in seeing, I just shell out my $85 or whatever it is, and it's part of doing business, price of doing business.
I don't know, nor do I pretend, how the Euro teams handle their TV rights deals.
I don't know.
I wonder if
That's a
they're
good question.
precluded from something, because they're not, you know, some of this stuff's international over
They
there.
have television over there?
So I've been told.
Oh, wow.
So I've been told. You're a presenter over
Running
there.
water, everything, huh?
No, well, not running water. And they have warm beer. So
Oh,
they
yeah,
can't,
they do
how
have that.
modern can they be?
They do have that. That I know for a fact. Disgusting. Yeah, you know me. I like it. I don't need it ice cold like you.
I need it ice cold, but you're drinking motor oil half
over
the
there.
time.
It's very like
you drink like a mix of motor oil, molasses, and honey. It's thick.
Oh yeah,
that stuff rolls
Gets you where you-
slowly out of the glass.
gets you where you need to be.
Leaves a film on that glass.
Coat your guts.
Fly will get stuck on it.
It's like Pepto Bismol. Keeps everything locked in.
It's a solid beer.
All right. Let's talk on the other side. Let's talk about the UFC fights this weekend. There is a storyline in the main event that is maybe my favorite thing that's happened in MMA. Maybe ever. I don't know, but we've got to talk about this magic. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
The NBA draft in the books. The Spurs got a castle, a project, a draft and stash. We'll react to what the Spurs did in this NBA draft and what could be next on the Blitz starting at 2 o'clock. Plus, as always on a Friday, we'll talk Cowboys with John Machota at 5:15.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I'm riding my motorcycle and I come across an animal in the woods and my heart skipped a beat. I was like, what in the hell am I looking at? Is it Bigfoot? And it was a llama. What? There's this llama in the middle of the woods. Scared the hell out of me.
And why you saw that?
Why?
Because it was white people doing white people things.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Save money by shopping local for your fireworks at Mr. W Fireworks. At Mr. W Fireworks, we have been doing this for a long time, since 1963. We never charge any hidden fees, and we pass our savings down to the customer. Don't overpay for your fireworks ever again. We are proud to guarantee the lowest prices on fireworks around, and the biggest selection too. We have locations across area. Visit MrWFireworks.com to find us. Shop local and save 50 to 80% more at Mr. W Fireworks.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk. Life hack. Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select a new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Alive. at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
San Antonio's favorite shoe store, WSS, is inviting all Dallas Cowboys fans this Saturday to meet Dallas Cowboys star Eric Kendricks. That's right, Eric Kendricks will be at the WSS on Walsham Road, just off I-35 in Windcrest, plus raffles, prizes, games, music, and much more. Don't miss this exciting event. The meet and greet with Eric Kendricks starts at 10 a.m. this Saturday at the WSS shoe store on Walsham Road, off I-35 in Windcrest. WSS, your neighborhood, your style.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Ready for the ultimate outdoor adventure? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star has your chance to win a getaway to Telluride, Colorado. Your prize package includes airfare and luxurious hotel accommodations for two, plus thrilling expeditions like fly fishing, kayaking, ATV rides, and more. And it could be all yours. Enter once per day at sasportstar.com. You must be 18 or older to play. This is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. One winner will be chosen. Complete rules at sasportstar.com. Don't miss out on the adventure. sasportstar.com. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1. UFC 303 tomorrow night. And Yuri Prochazka is taking on Alex Pereira in the main event for the light heavyweight title. Yuri, the former champ, Pereira, the current champ. And Yuri is one of these dudes. He's like the most pure martial arts type of guy. He's like.
What do you mean by that? Is it like his attitude or just the way he fights?
Here's a quote from him. Once you accept the way of the warrior, then you have to accept the lifestyle of sharpening your body, your breathing, your focus every single day, every single minute, every single second.
He's one of them dudes.
He's one of those guys.
8 up. All right.
So he's like he's a very he has a lot of self-belief. This was another quote from him. Like, why? So he lost the first time these guys fight, and they said, "Why? What do you think is going to be different?" He said, "It's not like something's bigger, but it's been personal things, relationships, not just with other people, but with myself. I made a change in a few things, not just in my preparation, but in my lifestyle. And that's why I believe I will be the champion." He said, "I have 100% belief, unlimited, infinite percent of self-confidence. That is something I'm breathing for right now. It's what I've been working for my whole career. I believe I deserve this position, and it is my time." He's the most confident he's ever been, he says. So he says that, and like I said, he's very much he's an entertaining guy. Like he's fun to watch, and he fights. This dude is not trying to like win by decision.
Well, he sounds like he's out there to be the warrior.
He is out there he's a big, like, I'm either going to kill you or you're going to kill me. And there's going to be blood, and people are going to love watching it. And that's live by the sword, died by the sword. And if that's what happens to me, then so be it. I gave my best performance in battle. Yeah, I mean, he's like a Viking, it feels like.
Okay.
Now,
more like a Viking than you think.
Yeah.
Evidently.
Now, Alex Pereira is he is of this Pataho tribe in Brazil. He's got indigenous ancestry. And Prochazka, Yuri has been saying that that he believes, in fact, he knows that Alex Pineda is weaponizing spiritual forces and using shamanic rituals to win fights. And he doesn't believe that Alex Pineda can beat him without using these spiritual powers. So what he has done is said, hey, I know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Let's make this a clean fight. Let's make this man-to-man fight clear.
Don't be bringing your magic into the room.
He says everybody knows that he's doing those rituals before the fight. Everybody can feel that, what's around him and what's going on. I don't think Alex can fight without that.
Without what? Magic?
Yes. That's something he's using normally in fighting. Let's see right now. This is my challenge to him. Fight me in a clear way. Let the higher power be there in the cage to see who's the best in the world with pure human performance. No magical powers.
Well, how would you know if he wasn't?
Well, apparently he said he could feel it.
Oh, so you did.
When they
but
fought
if he
before,
promised that, no, I won't use any magic tonight.
he could feel it.
Does he like not bring his wand?
Now, when they asked Alex Pineda about this, he didn't necessarily deny it. He just said,
so he might actually.
He said, well, everybody has their own spirits. We're not only made of flesh and bone. I've found mine. And that's all he said. The Pataho leader, Ubiranan, who, I mean, this is Ubiranan, for if you are watching.
Well, he doesn't look like a shaman at all.
Yeah, this guy is, I think they believe he's giving him the magical powers. But he said, this leader said that the entire tribe is going to pray together today for Alex. But
they're all going to go lick a frog and sit in a cave.
Yeah. He does, but Yuri believes that in a man-to-man fight, just my skills versus your skills, that he thinks he's the better man.
That's my attitude in most things.
But if you come
as long as you're not bringing witchcraft, I'm feeling pretty comfortable with what I'm doing.
I swear, if I'm Alex Pineda, I play this up so much. And the weigh-ins are today, and Alex Pineda is going to come in full tribal war paint, guaranteed. Like
be spitting green stuff and throwing salt on the ground and putting eggs in corners.
This is what when they fought the first time. That's what their face-off looked like. So
no wonder he's freaked out, man. I'd be kind of tripping against this guy too.
Well, yeah. So that's why he's saying, listen, man,
don't bring in the magic, man.
Don't bring any of that mumbo jumbo. You bring your man skills. I'm going to bring my man skills.
Jobu can't hit a curve. Jobu can't hit a curve. That's the problem.
And
he can hit a face, but not a curveball.
God. I mean, and if Yuri wins this fight, there will be a third, I'm sure. And we're going to have to wonder if Alex Pineda is going to use magic. But if I were him, I would come in with my cornerman would be carrying smoking skulls like Papa Shango in the WWF. It would be it would be a terrifying scene. I'd drop the lights like I was the freaking Undertaker. I mean, it would be a full-on pro wrestling event. There would be people chanting, and I don't know what Alex Pineda's what his ancestry really involves, but I would bring it all out. I would bring all the magic and all the spirits.
The voodoo dolls.
Yes.
Next, the rematch is going to be held at Hogwarts, we understand.
That's from
going to be at
my
the Hogwarts Stadium.
Yes.
They're going to do it at the, what's that game they play with the?
Pickleball. I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called, though.
It's going to be in that stadium.
Flies around.
They're going to hold it in that stadium there at Hogwarts.
You know, I've never seen a movie or read a book of that.
You're kidding.
No.
A.J. Hoffman.
No, never once.
You didn't. Well, you've got a whole wide world of great cinematic.
Yeah, my kids have seen them all. My wife's seen them all. I've never seen one of them.
You know what, dude?
Or
I kind of. That was one of the things that I was part of with my kids, and I have always thoroughly enjoyed them. I love Harry Potter. I'm not ashamed to say it.
I don't like wizards.
It's a little weird. I get it. The first couple times you got into it, and it's like, this is a little awkward, but I'm telling you, I've grown. I'm part of the Harry Potter universe.
Really?
And I'm firmly
do you
in the
claim one of
Gryffindor
the,
camp.
You claim one of the teams? I was
I'm
going to say.
a Gryffindor.
Okay.
I'm not a Slytherin. A Hufflepuff maybe, but no, certainly not a Slytherin.
Okay. Yeah, I always think I don't know. It's that part of pop culture just escapes me. I guess
It's funny how we miss things like that. And there's a lot of stuff that I missed that everybody else around me.
I mean, I fought to miss it because my wife was like, "You got to watch this."
Yeah, you
and I
have
was
to
like,
fight to have missed Harry
I'm
Potter.
not watching that. I'm not sitting like. There's 7 movies, first of all, or 8 movies, whatever the hell it is. I'm not watching all those. I just don't care. Like, whatever the result of the good thing is that movie series is popular enough that like there's references, like the main references I can get.
Yeah.
Like the guy, what's the guy's name? You don't say
Voldemort.
Yeah. I know, like when you say that, I know what you're talking about. I couldn't pick Voldemort out of a lineup, except I think he doesn't have a nose. Is that right?
Snake face. He's Ralph Fiennes.
Okay, but he doesn't have a nose,
Yes,
right?
he has a snake face. Yeah, no nose, little slits.
Yeah. So maybe I would be able to pick him out of a lineup, but I don't know what anything he's ever said or done to make him such a bad guy. But I know he's a bad guy.
He was the Half-Blood Prince.
That's terrible.
Oh, it's awful. See, I missed X-Men. X-Men was something I
see X-Men comic books I grew up with, so I loved it.
I don't know anything about it. I hear the references and I kind of get it, but X-Men and Transformers, that's 2 things I just missed. I didn't see a movie.
Transformers movies aren't that good. You're not missing a whole lot.
Well, it looked, they're blockbusters.
Yeah.
I mean, I just something that part of the socials that I missed.
You want to know another one? I think everybody's seen except me. Fast and Furious movies.
I missed those too, man.
I've seen one.
I'm with you. I've seen one.
I've seen one, and that was it. And people are like, "Oh man, they're so good." I've seen one. This one's kind of embarrassing. Until maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I had never seen John Wick or any John Wick movies, and that's one that people talked about all the time. And I was like, so wait, you're telling me that like the whole premise of this movie is
my dog.
His dog died and he just goes around killing people the whole movie. And they're like, yeah,
pretty much.
And I was like, so what's the goal? Revenge.
Oh, it's killing people in new and exciting ways.
And I said, that's the whole movie. And they're like, yep. I was like, that's absurd. And then I watched it and I was like, yeah, it's okay.
So you and I are, it's so funny how I had never gotten into the John Wick stuff too. And then they had the new one come out and I felt like, well, I'm obligated to kind of see these. And I watched the first couple and you're right, it weren't bad, but it's the same movie 4 straight times.
You have to sell me on stuff because there's so many entertainment options. Like if you put out a bad movie trailer, I'm not going to watch you. I'm not going to know. Like I'll just, I don't care how popular it is. If like the 60-second clip I saw of it doesn't grab me, I'm out. I don't care how many people says it's awesome.
I gotcha.
Yeah. You gotta show me that you got the goods, Bubba.
John Wick though, man.
Yeah. Listen, I've seen it now. I'm in the club now.
Now the first 2, they're good. The last one wasn't bad, but I've always felt like, what else can you do on Fast and the Furious? I mean, at some point we run out of opportunity and things.
Yeah. What's the most popular television show that you never watched?
How I Met Your Mother. Never watched it. Don't get the references. Never paid much attention to it.
I've never seen. What's the one with the nerds?
I think I've seen it.
Like the.
I know the one you're talking about. No, never seen that one.
The Sheldon Show, whatever it's called.
Never seen that one.
I don't know what it's called, but I've never seen it. I've also never seen Lost. Never seen a single episode of Lost.
Me either.
Never
watched Lost.
Never seen a single episode of 24.
Now that one you missed out.
Well,
that one it wouldn't hold up. I wouldn't say go back and watch it now.
Yeah, never saw an episode.
No, I got caught up in that
one. Do you remember when the show Prison Break was really popular?
Mm-hmm.
Never seen it. Never seen it once.
I had a good friend that was starting it.
Oh, really?
My former producer, actually.
Big Bang Theory. That's right.
That's it.
Yeah, never seen one episode.
I've seen her, but never the show.
Yeah. So there you go. The more you know.
The more you know, and the less that you know, all at the same time.
That's right. Jesus says he's never seen Grease in its entirety.
Now, obviously, you're not married.
Yeah, I've seen Grease. Oh, I've seen Grease a couple times.
See, I have my movies that when we hit, I'm just kind of stuck. If Grease comes on, my wife's going to make me watch.
Pete says Friends. You know what? I've seen maybe 3 episodes
of
my life.
I was all in on Friends. I say I wasn't part of that.
I remember like when I found out what their jobs were and the apartment that they lived in, I said, "This is
It's
nonsense."
a dream, man. It's a dream. You could be a barista and live right in Midtown. Who could?
By the way, that's like the biggest apartment in New York City.
Who can get a half a
Like,
floor
imagine,
and,
like,
and a
there's-
barista and a museum manager?
There's 8 people in this apartment. And it's like, yeah, I make coffee. The other one's like an independent musician. It's like, dude, one of them's acts in commercials.
It's a dream.
Yeah, no, that's not. I'll be honest. I've watched every episode of Seinfeld. I don't know what a lot of them do for work. Like, it's hard to really grasp what they all do for a living.
Kramer?
Yeah, like, well, I mean, he must have come from money. That's the only explanation. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we got to get into some Caitlin talk first of all.
Oh,
but I want to get into this Kyle Filipowski story.
This is awful and great all at the same time.
You know what? Let's do that next. Let's talk about Kyle Filipowski next. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, it's time to grill. It's time to go get your meat for the weekend. Tri-County Meat Market's going to be waiting on you all day long. It's summer. You know what you're doing. You had your high holiday right around the corner. July 4th is almost here. Get your prep work now. Go get your meat and get it ready. If not, the specials are in play. July 4th next week. July 4th hours will be in play. So keep that in mind for God and country. As you head out this weekend, head over to any one of those Tri-County Meat Markets. Get yourself the all-American dogs, but you're going to get the best dogs you've ever had. They make them there in-house, and it's not lips and butts. It's the stuff you want in a hot dog. It also goes with their hamburger meat. They mix it with some sirloin. The fat content is so low, that meat actually gets bigger when you cook it. Go get yourself the thick steak, get your ribs, do everything that God-fearing Americans do on July 4th, but go get it at Tri-County Meat Market. And while you're there, pick up your 5 for $25 and go grab one of those new spices, one of those rubs you might not have used before to entertain your friends and family. A great meal always starts with great meat from Tri-County Meat Market. Both locations, Evener and Fair Oaks, they're waiting on you. Go there today, put some meat and meet some heat, and thank me later.
San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, April Lancieri here from the Lancieri Auto Group.
And Danielle Gunter, Executive Director of Texas Yes, here to tell you about the Drive Away for Education raffle sponsored by the Lancieri Auto Group. Proceeds directly benefit Texas schools and students.
And now you can help by purchasing raffle tickets. The winner gets to choose a new Chevy, Nissan, Jeep, Volkswagen, or Kia.
Plus, there's a chance to win additional prizes through our weekly drawings, a shopping spree, or a gas card.
Get your raffle tickets today at TexasYesProject.org.
Winner responsible for tax title license and federal withholding.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-218-9172. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-218-9172 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-218-9172 to see if you qualify. That's 800-218-9172.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy. You know, over 1 million fans are making money making picks on Underdog Fantasy. Join in on the fun during this Major League Baseball season. Play the MLB Pick'em game where you pick between 2 and 8 of your favorite baseball players and select higher or lower on stats like strikeouts, hits, and so much more. And if your picks are correct, you can win up to 325 times your money in a single night. Underdog is super easy and fun to play and easy to get started. Just go to UnderdogFantasy.com or their easy-to-use mobile app. Sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first Pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code STAR to claim your new customer special of a mystery player pick and your deposit offer. UnderdogFantasy.com.
My name is John. I could not lose the weight I needed to. The Institute for Functional Health Wellness Program was the answer. It included a great deal of testing, supplements, and weekly face-to-face doctor visits. I finally had the accountability I needed. I am now 50 pounds lighter. I no longer have pain in my elbow, back, and hips. I have more energy and just feel and look so much better.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Celebrate July 4th with savings at Lowe's. For a limited time, save on the essentials you need to make your garden pop for summer, like Miracle-Gro 25-quart potting mix. Get 2 bags for just $16 and get up to 40% off, plus save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances. Hurry, these deals won't last long because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 7/10. Miracle-Gro excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount, excluding supply. See Lowe's.com for more details. While supplies last.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-488-1329. That's 800-488-1329.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Kyle Filipowski, the big man from Duke, who was kind of expected to go round 1.
Probably a little higher than he did.
Ended up waiting till day 2 to hear his name. And a lot of people said that the reason he fell in drafts was because his interviews, he was very awkward in interviews, was very quiet, didn't he was almost nervous he came across. And some people were asking on Twitter, why do you think he would be this way? Well, Kyle Filipowski's family, or at least his former family, spoke up and was like, you want to know why he's a weirdo? Here's why. This girl that used to be his babysitter years ago, who then went to high school prom with him, when she is right now, she graduated from college in 2018. She went to his high school prom with him in 2022. So she's about 5-6 years older than him.
And then we throw in LDS, the Mormon Church.
Listen, I don't want to go too
anybody,
far.
but this plays into it's a very strange story.
Apparently, and you know what? I've seen the documentaries about the Scientology, that they often do this, like cut your family off. Like if you're a oppressive person, is what they call them. They say you're a person who is stealing joy from my life. We got to get you out of here, and you have to write these letters and say, I'm cutting you out of my life. You're an oppressive person.
Well, I've seen the pictures. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, if you're looking at Kyle, who's a 7-foot guy, he's dating a relatively smoking hot girl that happens to be 6 years older. Aren't we high-fiving this guy?
Now flip the genders.
I know. I'm just saying. Aren't we kind of like?
Yes.
Well done, Kyle Filipowski.
Yes. But what they're saying basically is that Kyle Filipowski, for all intents and purposes, has been groomed.
That's what it feels like.
Like since he was a 16-year-old kid.
She's 8 years older than he is.
That's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird that she forced him to. This is what his brother says. She forced him to cut off his family 2 years ago. Sent them an email, basically a goodbye letter, saying that he has chosen life with this woman over his family. And think about it, that's when he was.
So
that's right after he graduates high school.
She's LDS, and it's under the premise of this, correct?
Yes.
So is it odd that he ends up in Utah?
I don't think it's by coincidence. I think like if they're interviewing teams or teams are interviewing him and they get this vibe and they've heard this story, which I don't know that they had. Again, the story came out from like his fan. This isn't Kyle Filipowski saying, hey guys, my girlfriend's 8 years older than me. She's been grooming me since I was in high school. Like no one's saying that. But
now, could this be sour grapes? Like they're afraid that it's about the money and not about the cutoff? I mean, I'm just trying to throw some stuff out here.
I don't know, but all I'm saying is if these genders were reversed, this would be a massive scandal. Like this would be like Larry Nassar.
Seriously.
Like, I mean,
we're talking about a 25-year-old with a 16-year-old.
Yes. And so even with like, if Caitlin Clark had been dating some dude since she was 16 and they started dating when he was 25, and then she got to the WNBA and it's like, it comes out that she hasn't talked to her family because this guy hasn't let her talk to her family. We'd be going, what?
Lock him up.
What? Put this guy in prison. But because this is a hot chick, we're like, fist bump? Like, that's crazy, right?
Well, the fact that the family, the brothers, the sisters are reaching out to press like, hey, there's a problem here.
Yeah.
Is of concern. But again, when you were talking about millions of dollars, weird things go on in families. I mean, this is a very weird story. No getting around it. But when you start talking about the money that was coming in, now we hear about it. I mean, I've heard of Filipowski before.
Yep.
But
I mean, listen, credit to Duke because you never heard this story.
Yeah.
You never heard this story. Becky Filipowski, who is the mom, said, you're opening a 2-year issue. She is 28 with an in-game 3 years ago to have a diamond ring on her hand when Kyle left Duke. He was still in high school.
So there is that angle of, well, she just wants him for the money. This has nothing to do with it. So then, now we're getting the ugly side of money.
Well, I mean, sure, there's ugly side of money, but there's also like, it's cost her son.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
and he's with what by their definition is a gold digging money grubber. I'm going to take his money and run kind of stuff. So yeah.
I don't know what the final result of this story is going to be. I doubt this girl's going to go to prison, but I can guarantee you they would go to prison if the roles were reversed. This would be a crazy story.
But if she's truly standing on the LDS principles, there would be nothing to go to prison for. If there was no,
mean if there's no consummation
Mormon and there was no consummation, there's nothing to go to prison for.
If they're
other
just
than
soaking,
she has. We don't. And you can Google that if you'd like.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's truly that, and it's just she has wooed him and taken him away from his family, that's a whole other story.
Yeah, and now they're both consenting adults, and they would have to prove that something happened before they were both consenting adults. So
I'm reading a tweet from Daniel Filipowski. I'm Kyle's oldest brother. You all don't have a clue of the extent of the story that has to do with his girlfriend. There's a story that has been pushed under the table for nearly 2 years now. The family is furious that this woman has come between him and the daughter or the family and now the money.
Yeah. I mean, this is it's interesting.
So if you're drafting, you're Utah or any team, and Kyle Filipowski walks in and you go, so what's the story with this? So your girlfriend's 8 years older than you are,
Dude,
is she?
That's why I say kudos to Duke, because if this story came out before he was drafted, this would have been like a question that every NBA team would have asked him about. And it would have been even more awkward, apparently, than he already was.
So maybe there is a reason why he fell. And it might be just the family issues, which, I mean, that's not uncommon. Most guys are dealing with. The funny thing about the draft, as we wax on this, it's different this year than it's been over the last several, because there wasn't a millionaire that already wasn't in place that got drafted.
What
You
do
know
you mean?
what I
No, I don't know what you mean.
Everyone, even Kyle Filipowski at Duke, probably made $800,000 last year.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, it's no longer about I'm buying mama a house. They've already got a down payment on a house. They're all of those guys that were drafted over the last 2 days. Every one of them was driving a Porsche. I mean,
20 years ago, Bronny James would have been the only millionaire in this
seriously. So, you see the life change, and certainly it's a lot of money, but it's not like a lot of these suits they could have already bought themselves. It didn't take the agent to give them money.
Right. No, you're right.
It's very funny how we got there. It's not like Filipowski didn't have a good, nice little checking account over the last couple of years at Duke. I mean, the guy had some money in the bank, and I imagine 2 years ago was about the moment the NIL began.
Yeah, that's probably coincides.
She found him, and they miss it.
Yeah. Wow. Now this is a wild story. Again, if they can prove, but what are they going to do? Go out and look for proof on this? There's a famous UFC fighter named Rose Namajunas who is, I don't know if they're married, but her partner is this guy named Pat Barry, who used to be a professional fighter and now is her coach.
Yeah.
And he started training her when she was like 15 years old. And he was like,
and now they're dating.
Now, they've been together for like 15, 20 years, but they met when she was 15 and he was like the 22-year-old, 23-year-old kickboxing coach. And she's got like some weird personality stuff. Like she deals with like anxiety and depression and all that stuff. And it's like a lot of people say, man, I wonder why, but there's no, at this point, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to prove that they were having a sexual relationship before she was of consenting age?
They're still together. It's not like,
yep. But every time she fights and he comes out with her, he's like, oh, there's Rose Namajunas and her groomer. Like,
see, I wouldn't personally say that because I would get killed. They would beat me to a pulp. She would beat me to a pulp.
Yeah. But I wonder how the other, the wives and girlfriends treat Kyle Filipowski's girlfriend.
Well, there is the WAG proponent to all of this. Yeah, that will be an interesting conversation because they'll be the lead WAG when she arrives at LA. Probably Bronny's wife. What's her name? Savannah?
Yeah.
Savannah going to sit down and talk to that young lady.
LeBron's wife, right?
Bronny's wife. No, LeBron. I say Bronny, but LeBron's wife, Savannah, will probably be the lead WAG. Wives and girlfriends, if you're curious what WAG is. Wives and girlfriends. They use that term for professional teams. The WAGs are over here. The WAGs sit over here. She's probably lead WAG with the Lakers. Gonna have to sit down with this young lady.
No, but he's with the Jazz.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jazz. So
I'm guessing it's Danny Ainge's wife.
Ooh, which one?
Oh, oh, whoa!
Is that illegal in Nevada?
In Nevada, I think it is illegal.
Utah? How are we in Utah?
I don't know.
Oh.
There, Nevada, Vegas, the Vegas Valley is like the second highest population, like a percentage of Mormonism. Like it's huge there in Vegas. I would have never expected Vegas to be like a religious city at all, but it's huge. And a lot of Pacific Islanders are Mormon, which you also wouldn't think. But I guess that like when they do their
absolutely. Look at the Utah football program. Look at all those Samoans and Polynesians. Yeah, that is the LDS church at work.
Breaking news. Emmanuel Quickly going to sign a 5-year, $175 million deal to stay with the Raptors. Ends up being a good trade for the Raptors and going to get himself some good money now.
The foundation of what's to become in Toronto. He's the big piece.
You think he's the big?
They got rid of Siakam. They got rid of Anunoby. They got rid of everybody who's left. I mean, they got Barnes, and now they've got him. They're building the next.
I think Barnes is probably the.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. He's part of the next step. Barnes is the best player on that team.
Yeah.
But Emmanuel is a valid and important piece to this team, and he's getting paid appropriately. He's not moving. That contract's staying in Toronto.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Toronto's been like they've. Everybody talks about how Kawhi put the Spurs, set them back as a franchise. He didn't do the Raptors many favors either after he left there, did he?
Well, you make a deal with the devil. Sometimes karma comes around and gets you. But they got the ring.
That's right.
They got the ring.
Oh, hey, so did you.
Yeah, we got it. We paid for it, but
now
we got it.
Now imagine being the Clippers. You're like, what the hell?
We were promised a ring at some point.
When is ours coming? Yeah, you got you got the lesser Kawhi. You didn't get prime Kawhi. I don't know if you're getting a ring, Ballmer. Oh boy, that laugh still. It's so
Did you
creepy.
see the video of him hitting a blunt at a concert the other night?
No.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it was CBD.
Cali, it's legal.
It was CBD.
That doesn't matter.
Well, there's the NBA doesn't drug test anymore, right?
No, and in fact, as we talk about it and head into break, I believe it was yesterday, the NCAA has announced that cannabinoids will no longer be tested for.
Let's
in
go.
the NCAA world. So there goes the positive drug test
That's
issues
nice,
in any
man.
college football sport, at least in college football.
Yeah, at least for weed.
Cannabinoids.
Yeah, but I mean, so there's still going to be drug issues.
Oh,
Make
yeah.
no mistake. It's just the weed. There won't be weed issues. Which
That's the one you always get caught with. You know,
That's
the other stuff you can
yeah.
kind of, you wait a day and they can't find anything. So
exactly the toughest one to mask is the one that's like the least harmful.
so
somehow
they dropped that and we're all going to be good. But
Yeah.
it is interesting that it has now come to that the NCAA, and we're talking about legislation that affects 18-year-olds, that literally they are accepting the fact that these guys are going to do an illegal thing. They're not 21.
No.
They're not able to buy it, but it's okay if you test positive for it. That's where we have now reached in the NCAA sports world.
Now, what if you come into work smelling like beer? You come to your practice smelling like beer.
Well,
that's different.
It's not. You can show up drunk. Your coach can.
If you're 19.
Again, I don't think there's an actual rule in the NCAA bylaws that says you cannot imbibe alcohol. I think
you're right.
The grand thing is you won't do anything illegal.
Okay. Next hour, the final hour of the week for the Huddle Boys. We're going to talk some Caitlin. I got to tell you, Caitlin's coach might not be long for the Ladies Basketball Association. She's starting to get a little antsy. She's pointing fingers. She's blaming all kinds of stuff.
Oh, bear.
Not a lot of ownership there. We'll do that next. Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
It's time for July 4th doorbusters at Lowe's. Now through July 1st, save $900 on a Lowe's exclusive Hisense French door refrigerator. Was $18.99, now just $9.99. And get 3 for $10 on 10-pound bags of Royal Oak charcoal for all your summer barbecues. Shop these deals before they're gone, because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 7/1. Appliance price includes all discounts while supplies last.
Get in zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Dead battery on America's birthday? America's #1 battery destination is here to help. AutoZone has free battery testing and charging at every store, and batteries starting at just $79.99. With our 4th of July sale, we have savings to help you red, white, and do any other jobs you've been putting off. It's everything you need to get back on the road at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyer4us.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyer4us.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you are a family member and needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyer4us.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocation, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. 8+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The NBA draft concluded yesterday with the second round. The Spurs moved down one spot, acquiring Indiana's cash and considerations and Spanish guard Juan Nunez. Then with the 48th pick, selected North Carolina forward Harrison Ingram. In Major League Baseball, the Rangers opened with Baltimore, falling to the Orioles 11-2. They continue their series tonight. Catch it live, San Antonio Sports Star at 5:30. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
CBS Sports, their grades for every draft pick. Well, that was an abrupt finish to that music.
Was that the end, Edwin, or did you end it?
Oh no, I ended it.
Let's see.
Let's fade it down.
Fade it down. It's one of our favorites.
Slowly.
Yeah. Like I'll talk in, and you just kind of like bring the music down.
Because that bit of music sounds like sports music.
Yeah.
Music. And we want that behind us. It makes it sound really professional.
Makes the show sound big.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, it's done.
Well, yeah, it's done now.
That was Edwin's thing. Do the show, dude.
Yeah.
It's done.
Carry on. This stuff. The Spurs grades.
Before you tell me, and before you've obviously seen it, in your mind, after they signed Harrison, which was a good get for where they got it, what was your idea? What would you give them?
A for Castle. Oh, they get pick by pick. I'd say A for Castle, C for Nunez, B+ for Harrison.
So overall, we give them a high B.
I think B+ is probably the overall grade.
I'm in complete concurrence. I don't think they overspent. I would like to have seen one other dude that might make the team, but I think Ingram's going to be a good guy to get. I like what he's been there. We know they got the odds-on Rookie of the Year. I'm high B, low A on this.
For number 4, Stephon Castle, they say B-. Castle was an outstanding multi-positional defender for the national champion Huskies. flashed offensive skills as a creator. I have questions about the fit in San Antonio. He's 6'6", and while some believe he can be a point guard, he played the 3 at UConn and was better off on the weak side slashing. The shooting is the real issue, and the Spurs need shooting around Victor. He's ultra versatile, but if he's not a shooter, does it work?
I think that's a valid point, but I also tend to think that point guard ain't what he's going to be playing anyway.
I think it could be.
I think everybody's going to take turns, but I think the intent for him, he was drafted to play defense and get buckets.
Yeah.
That's what he got in here to do. Everything he does to help Wemby. Do you see Castle and Wemby running that high pick and roll? I don't.
No.
I mean, they'll do it opportunistically.
But also, from all accounts, and what I was hearing yesterday is Castle realized that he was the 4th best shooter on that team, so he just didn't shoot.
Exactly. He had other jobs. I disagree with that nitpicking.
Dan Hurley said that it's not that he can't shoot, it's just we didn't really ask him to. And when I said he did shoot a low percentage, but it was on very low volume. So it's hard to really know.
And they were all transition. If they were running plays to shoot threes, it was going to Cam Spencer. It wasn't going to him because that wasn't necessary. Or Caravan. It was not going to him. I'm not going to hold that against him. Now, is it a concern? Absolutely it is. He's not a deep shooter. And, but becoming a deep shooter will not be the predicate that keeps him from being great. It'll help that way, but he doesn't have to be a 45% three-point shooter to be an all-NBA, all-star, all-good NBA type guard.
Number 36, Spurs get Juan Nunez, and he says they give him an A.
Well,
Nunez is who I had the Spurs selecting in round 2, and it's who the Spurs traded down for and got.
So he gave himself an A.
Yes.
And then, okay.
He's a crafty Spanish point guard with good passing vision and creative handles who could play well off a more defensive-minded guard in Castle, who San Antonio picked at 4.
I'm down with the pick. I know nothing about this cat, like nothing. So if you tell me that, all right, I'm in.
Well, where is he? Let's bring him.
Well, you know what? I do expect to see him at the very least initially. His parents were in New York last night for the draft. He actually was there to walk over and grab the hat.
And then finally, the 48th pick, Harrison Ingram, A. San Antonio gets Ingram a dozen spots later than where I had him ranked, and in a situation where he should thrive. Ingram is a glue guy who adds toughness, rebounding, and shooting to the forward spot and should give the Spurs roster flexibility around Victor Wembanyama.
See, he said something that was key to me. When my evaluation of the Harrison Ingram that I knew before and the one that got drafted, I told you, I thought he must be a punk. For lack of a better term.
Yeah, I've never gotten that vibe from him.
Because, Stanford, smart guy stuff, that's Stanford. And then transferring to North Carolina and going from working out to be a lottery pick at Stanford.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later in North Carolina is being drafted 50-something. What the hell happened? So my first thought was toughness, that this guy isn't going to put in the work that his body is required to do to be in the NBA, that he wants to do something else. He thinks he's something other than what he truly is. But when I see the scout go toughness, okay, so if he's got the toughness, what happened?
Yeah.
Why is he at this? So I get the A, but why did he go from lottery to second round afterthought, and even at the best possibility, 12 spots higher?
When a lot of it is, his stock this season probably improved because he played better this season than he did at Stanford. It was like, what's going on with this guy? Why isn't he doing all this stuff we thought he was going to do? Then it turns out, well, Stanford's just it's a bad coaching. It's just a bad situation.
If this all pans out, AJ, and we won't know for months.
Sure. We won't know for years in some instances.
I think if he's that and he really belonged in the 12, I would say by the first of the next year, we'll have a pretty good idea of the success of this pick. Or not.
I really believe Harrison Ingram is on the Spurs roster to start the season.
From your mouth to God.
And I really think he can contribute. Like this is what I was saying his name for a week leading up to the draft. This is a guy in the second round that if he's around, this is an NBA player.
You know who the Spurs starting power forward was?
Champagne.
Julian Champagne. I think he might already be at equal footing with Julian Champagne.
Yeah, and I guess like I got this lesson yesterday that this is like there's Spurs fans who are like, we have to keep Keldon coming off the bench.
Well, there was something, he was much more effective there. I'll say that.
But if you're making, like, if you were trying to make a starting five with your best five guys, it'd be Wemby, Sohan, Keldon.
You might put
Castle.
Might put Collins at center and move Wemby over right now just because of, the Manning document. But I don't think that's the ideal situation. But if I had to pick the starting five as we sit right now, Collins is a starter.
Really?
And Wemby's the 4.
Okay. And then Keldon comes off the
probably
bench still? Maybe so. Because you're right. Because man, so I feel like Wemby's not a center, and I feel like Sohan's not really a power forward.
We don't know we know he's good enough to be there. We just don't know what he is.
He's such a weird. He's not skilled enough to be like the stretch 4.
No, he can't shoot. It's broke.
And he's not really like physical enough to be a traditional power forward. So it's like he's a weird tweener type player.
It's the worst kind of guy to have and the best kind of guy to have, depending on how much talent you have around it.
Draymond was that.
Exactly. I mean, if we find that niche, and I know you brought up Draymond, Pop saw him and Draymond as the same cat when he drafted him and put him at point guard and teach him and get him all that stuff.
But the difference is Draymond fell in the draft because of what he was, and you took Sohan as a lottery pick. That's a difference.
On ESPN, their starting lineup, Jones, Castle, Vassell, Sohan, and Wemby. So they'd have Collins coming off the bench and Sohan taking that power forward gig, which I guess makes as much sense as anything else.
I think Collins would give them some toughness that they would be missing otherwise.
Well, that's 20 dudes, man. A lot of these guys on this ESPN list,
they're gonna be long gone.
Take a snapshot of it.
Yep.
Get a screenshot because it's not going to quite look like that.
You remember Sandro
Mamushkilishvili?
Yeah.
You're going to see
Mamushkilishvili.
He was the Big East Player of the Year at Seton Hall.
Yeah.
Dude, actually, he's one of those. I wouldn't be surprised to see this cat hanging around, and he's the kind of guy that's going to work Harrison Ingram. That they're playing essentially the same position. That's the position of flex right here. I think that Ingram's in a good place.
About Dominic Barlow.
R.I.P. Well, no, there's there, but remember he was a G League guy, really raw. He's grown with the Spurs. He'll be around for another year or two, but I have a feeling that when he does finally become what we expect him to be, he'll be doing it for somebody else.
I'll say this. I came away from the Spurs draft feeling good.
I still am. In fact, I feel better now than I did when they got him, and I was happy.
And because I think they got 2 guys that can play, and if Nunez is first of all, if he shows up, it's cool. But if he's what people think his upside could be, that's even awesome. I mean, that's even better.
Does they have a player comparison? Are they saying Rubio, like all dribble dunk, and all dribble and dime and no shot?
Right?
Well, I'm just thinking, is he like that Spanish point guard with the, we know what we're talking about. He's got a little drip to him. Will drop the pass in a pretty way, but can't shoot to save his life. Is he that guy, or is he kind of more of a Luka controlled game where he controls the pace with his
NBA comp Vasily Spinulli.
And who gave me this comp?
NBAdraft.net.
Who is Vasily Spinulli?
I don't know.
That's not the kind of thing I wanted to see. I wanted to really say, it reminds me a lot of the metal ball. It reminds me a whole lot of De'Aaron Fox.
It's that guy. He reminds everybody of that guy.
That is not a ringing endorsement.
He's the Greek national team coach. Yeah. It might not be. Oh, he played for the Rockets at one point. I think I do remember this guy.
Well, in any case, I don't think we'll see him this year.
No.
We're not going to see him this year. Just as a side note, when the draft did occur, they did flash a picture up on the screen, and I've since seen it floating around the socials, of Victor and young Nunez standing together when it looks like they're about 15, 14 years old in some kind of international tournament, both of them holding a trophy. These guys knew each other, and you wonder how much Wemby had to do with the pick. Did he want him? Did he say, that's the guy
San
That's the
Antonio
guy.
getting involved in nepotism?
No, that's not fair. It's not about who you know. It's how good you are. It's America.
And look at him. He looks so happy to be standing next to Wemby. It looks like a hostage photo.
Well, he got the net. I can say
He's
that.
the winner, yeah.
I think he might have won.
Strengths, lefty point guard with high basketball IQ, great feel for the game. Fairly quick first step, good size for the position, a true floor general, plays the game at his own speed, great at leading in transition, pushes pace, skilled ball handler, creative with the ball in his hands, sees plays before they happen, and a great passer.
Weaknesses,
a below average athlete by NBA standards, which it looks like it. Has just a quick, not explosive first step. Okay leaper, has some problems finishing at the rim against elite length and athleticism, needs the ball in his hands to be effective, cannot create his own shot from the standstill, needs a ball screen to be able to create opportunities, and the jump shot is a question. Below average three-point shooter at FIBA's line and shooting in the low 60s from the free throw line makes it even worse.
Well, I will defend our line versus the FIBA line. It is closer, but it's also a lot easier to defend that FIBA line. You can step out and defend the shot a little bit better.
So, I don't know. It's a 6'4" point guard. I'm interested usually just by hearing that. But
if you're getting drafted at that level, there are going to be a lot of problems. There are going to be a lot of things that need to be fixed. But the things that I like about him is, a guy of size, pass first, creative with the ball.
Says he needs to improve considerably as a three-point shooter in every situation, pull up, catch and shoot, spot up to be able to have a consistent role. If he doesn't improve as a shooter, his other limitations could affect him ever getting playing time.
So here we sit. He's going to spend at least the next year probably in Europe. I think it'd be the best thing for him. Although, I might advocate to get him here to Austin just to get him in the game. But I think the best thing for him would be lots of reps with coaches and practices and things that another 18-year-old kid would be getting.
Did you see what Caitlin Clark's coach said? This gal, Christy Sides, this chick.
You mean coach?
This coach.
This coach chick.
This lady coach says she thinks Caitlin needs to shoot more.
So does Caitlin, I'm sure.
Caitlin leads all WNBA rookies in scoring, assists, field goals made, and field goals attempted. They're like, it's not enough. She needs to shoot a minimum of 15 shots a game. She's got to get shots. We've got to do a better job of setting her up, setting some really good screens for her to get her open. I mean, she shoots from the logo all the time. It's not like she doesn't care if she's open.
What's their record?
They are not good. They are I forget. They've gone back into the dumps, but I think this coach is realizing, okay, we're supposed to be better by now, and it's not working out the way I thought. They're 7-12. We're currently outside the playoff bubble, behind the sky. The Dream have lost 3 straight, and they're still ahead of the Fever now. So, I don't know, man. Caitlin's such a weird thing because she had 6 turnovers in the game. Like, if anything, she's got to cut that down. Like, you can't be. I don't care how much you score. Like, think if Steph was scoring 40 a game, but having double-digit turnovers every game.
Well, yeah, but you know what would happen if it was Steph? His usage rate would go down.
Yes.
They would go, we're going to find a way for you to learn the game. We'll still get you the shots, but you're not going to dribble to the shots, and we're not going to let you pass. When you get the ball, you shoot. We'll eliminate the turnover issue. What this girl is doing, not only is she leading the league in turnovers, the coach is going, we got to up the usage rate. You think the turnovers are bad now. If she's turning over
we got to get her the ball more
per possession, let's add the other possession. Let's have it 1 for 1. Let's have it turnover every other time she touches the ball. But the usage rate needs to go up. They got to get her to the playoffs, AJ. This is about Caitlin being in the playoffs, hook or crook, man.
Yeah,
How'd you like to be on the team with Caitlin? Not the rest of the league. You're losing, and you're losing because your star keeps shooting and turning the ball over, and your coach goes, you know what the problem is?
Give her the ball more. We
All
need
right,
more.
So should I even suit up tonight, Coach?
I mean, I don't know. And listen, her team sucks. Those other girls are no good. There's the one girl who can play a little, the Aaliyah Boston girl. The rest of them they're junk. they've got to get her some help, but
will help want to come and play.
Yeah.
Because the problem is we're just not using you enough.
Like I said, she's 22nd overall in the league in shot attempts.
Okay, James is coming to her defense. James Pledger on the brigade bar, that a lot of her turnovers are not her fault. She is passing the ball, and it's other teammates. I think that's
maybe put some touch on the ball.
That's what I'm saying. If they're dropping the ball because of your pass or whatever, that's a hockey problem.
Well, by the way, if you're out on the wing and I see you open in the corner and I pass it to you and it hits your hands and goes out of bounds, that's a turnover on you, isn't it?
It's a turnover on me. I'm the made the pass.
Oh, so even if I pass it to you and it hits your hands and goes out of bounds.
Yeah, because it is, even though when you look at it on tape, when the coaches, they're not going to give that to you. But how do I know? I mean, how do you quantify a good pass or a bad pass?
If it hits you in the hands, it's a good pass.
Well,
but it's like the same way you do an error in baseball.
I agree with you, but we don't have specific people set aside to decide what errors are. So what is if you make just by default, it's your fault. No matter what, just like an interception is credit to the quarterback, no matter how well he threw it.
Okay.
So you're right. And I do think that there are some of those turnovers that probably shouldn't apply to Caitlin. But the problem is Caitlin's you're going to have to up the
Pleasure's just defending Caitlin Clark because he loves her. All right. He's a Caitlin fight.
Teammates have deer hooves for hands. Caitlin needs to do better, but I get why her coach is doing this. I mean, imagine the pressure. She's got to get this team to the playoffs.
If they don't make the playoffs, they have to fire this coach.
Yes, she will get fired. I have no doubt she knows too.
I don't know what her background is. I don't know where she was at before this, or if she was like if she's ever done a good job before this.
She was in the position to get her, which tells you at least last year wasn't very good either.
I can tell you she's lost a considerable amount of weight. Good for her at some point. I mean, not that she didn't look good as a healthier lady, but
she's a stress eater.
This is her first head coaching job. She was at one point in 2004 to 2007. She was an assistant at LSU.
That's before
Kim Mulkey. Mm-hmm. In 2007 to 2013, she was an assistant at Spartak Moscow. And then
I think that might have been with Becky.
Chicago Sky, assistant head coach at Northwestern, assistant at Indiana Fever, assistant at Louisiana Monroe, assistant for the Atlanta Dream. And now this is her big chance with the Indiana Fever. But so far in her career, she is 13-27.
So she was there last year.
She was there last year. And they were 13-27, got the first pick. Not good, and they're not great this year. So I don't know, man.
I haven't been paying. Do you?
They got to get rid of her if she can't.
I mean, have you been paying attention to her exes? I quite frankly don't know.
No, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, she might have taken over a bad team, and this has been a phenomenal coaching job. I don't know, but I can tell you the pressure that she is under to get Caitlin in front of TV screens. I mean, how many coaches come out and say, our problem is our best player isn't shooting the ball enough?
They're 7-12. Last year they were 13-27. It feels like they're about on the same pace and they had the number 1 pick in the world last year. Like, I don't know.
Hey, that's with what brung you, man. Keep shooting.
All I'm saying is, if you can't get Caitlin to the playoffs, you're fired, honey.
Seriously,
you're out. That's what I'd tell her if I was running the Indiana Fever, which I probably should. Now that I think about it, they should put me in charge.
Well,
I'd ask Caitlin why her mouth is always open. Why does she always walk around like
she's a? It's not a good look, man.
It's weird. Like I don't understand that. Like if you close your mouth, you can still breathe through your nose.
Does she she doesn't even wear a mouthpiece, does she?
I don't think so.
I don't think she does, unless it's.
Well, maybe she started after she got assaulted. If I were her, I would have worn a full mask if I were her, like a luchador, just to protect myself. All right.
From parts unknown.
That's right. La Catlina.
El Chingona.
La Cantina Diabla.
Caitlin Clark.
All right, we'll be back. Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
The NBA draft in the books. The Spurs got a castle, a project, a draft and stash. We'll react to what the Spurs did in this NBA draft and what could be next. on the Blitz starting at 2 o'clock. Plus, as always on a Friday, we'll talk Cowboys with John Machota at 5:15.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
This guy came up to me. Hey, what's going on? I'm like, well, I'm going up to my room. Really?
What company?
And I told my wife when I got up there, I said, I think some gal wanted to come up here with me, but I didn't figure this would go over very well.
I got a present for you.
Right.
Look what I found in the lobby.
She followed me home.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today.
San Antonio's favorite shoe store, WSS, is inviting all Dallas Cowboys fans this Saturday to meet Dallas Cowboys star Eric Kendricks. That's right, Eric Kendricks will be at the WSS on Walsham Road, just off I-35 in Windcrest, plus raffles, prizes, games, music, and much more. Don't miss this exciting event. The meet and greet with Eric Kendricks starts at 10 a.m. this Saturday at the WSS shoe store on Walsham Road, off I-35 in Windcrest. WSS, your neighborhood, your style.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Right here on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Man, I am right around the age where when I stopped playing video games was around the time where it almost became a requirement that if you're going to play video games, you have to play online with other people. Yeah. I like playing with my buddies, and I like playing by myself.
Right.
I don't like playing with strangers. I don't want to hear some kid talking smack to me from wherever. And I hate internet tough guy who's like, I'm going to come over and whoop your ass. It's like, no, you're not. First, like, you don't know where I live.
Yeah, man. And if you did,
I'm not going to give you my address.
And anybody who talks like that can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're saying it, you can't.
Well, this guy said, well, how about I just come over and try to kill you with a hammer? And this guy's like, dude, stop it. You can't do that. Well, Edward Kang, who's 20 from New Jersey, flew to Florida.
Wow. All right.
And is now charged with attempted second-degree murder and armed burglary with a mask. He flew to Florida to attack another player with a hammer that he met online.
Okay, do we know what game they were playing?
Yes. The game is called Archeage or Archeage. It's ARCHE and then a capital AGE. Kang and the victim, another young man, an unnamed young man around the same age as Kang, have never met in real life, but they both played this Archeage game, a medieval fantasy, massively multiplayer online role-playing game. That's a lot of words. Medieval fantasy, massively multiplayer online role-playing game. Okay. The game's publisher announced in April that it's going to be shutting down servers in Europe and North America on June 27th, which was yesterday, citing a declining number of players.
Oh, okay.
Well, Kang said, "Hey, Mom, I'm gonna go down to Florida to see a friend that I'd met playing this video game." Officials didn't say how he learned where the victim lived, but once he got to Florida, he took an Uber to a hotel 35 miles north of Jacksonville, bought a hammer at a local hardware store, then went to the victim's home in Fernandina Beach, which was unlocked around 2 a.m. on a Sunday. The victim was walking out of his bedroom when he was confronted by Kang, who hit him on the head with the hammer. The two struggled as the victim called for help. His stepfather responded and helped restrain Kang until police arrived. The victim suffered several head wounds that were not considered life-threatening, received staples at the hospital. Kang told investigators that the victim is a bad person online. He also asked deputies how much jail time people got for breaking and entering an assault. And they said, Mr. Kang, it's going to be a long time before you play video games again.
I wonder if they were calling each other by their gamer tags.
I can only assume.
Like, whatever his tag was, he's a bad person. That whatever the tag is, you don't even know his name, man.
The best part of this is the guy's picture.
Please show me his photo. Yeah, that's exactly the guy I'd expect. Well, did you expect him to ever take a hammer and attack a fellow gamer? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like the type who might do that.
Oh, yeah, we knew it was coming.
That's the guy. I'd say there's been a point in his life where he was bullied.
A few.
And he's had enough. He's about had enough. And you're not going to be a bad person to him online. I kind of want to know how he figured it out, though. Imagine you could just find out everybody who talks crazy online, if you could find out where they live and just show up and, be like, hey, what's up, man?
Hey, remember when you talked that way? Well, if that was the case, then it would be a lot better.
Boy, the internet would be a lot quieter. I wish it could be that way, but it's just never. It's never going to work out.
If you can't talk smack in a video game, what's left in life?
Yeah,
seriously,
it's like Reddit. The internet, you
need to have that bastion of just lunatic craziness.
Talking into a screen is the safest thing in the world. It really is, because
back when I was with EA,
people don't talk crazy when before the internet. You didn't just go up to some random dude and call him whatever you felt like to his face and just have him go,
I dare you to stop.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it? I don't know. How about I slap your face, Bubba,
right now?
that era is, man, that's the saddest thing about the internet, is that you can talk smack to people on the internet with no repercussions, except occasionally getting beat with a hammer.
AJ, that is why they are different from us. because we always had ramifications. If we ever said something like that, we were saying it in front of, or at least around somebody who could come back and retort. And the modern age, you're able to say things and just walk on down the street. Before, there was a price to pay for what you had to say.
One thing we missed in the last segment somehow was that Edwin, who doesn't seem to want to be a full participant in the show today. He's trying to avoid conversation with me. You have some knowledge of this coach, of the Fever.
Well, it's just my opinion.
Okay, well, you can share your opinion.
Well, I just don't think she's a very
We give
good
opinions on this show, Edwin. That's what we're all about.
I just don't think she's a very good coach.
What makes you feel that way?
I don't think her X's and O's are great.
Okay, and you've watched several Fever game?
Well, I mean, like when they lost to the Sky last week, the Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston pick and roll was dominating, and then they went away for it in the second half, and they blew a 15-point lead. And she's part of the reason probably why Caitlin's not shooting as much in the last few games.
Well, she's the one who's saying she should shoot more.
I think she's part of the reason.
You're saying she's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's coached a lot of places, but never head coached there until last year.
The job is too big for her.
And I do,
imagine coaching the worst team in the WNBA is too big of a job for her.
Well,
she's probably not.
This job is different than
I
any
think
other job. now
it's a hard
because of-
job, but coaching a superstar is different. It's just different. I mean, I've never done it, but I can't imagine having to coach Caitlin and get all the pressure of, you almost go against you got to let her, she's got to shoot, she's got to do this, and you almost go counter to it. Like, no, what are you talking about? I'll use her as a decoy every now and then. And now she's coming back and saying, no, she's got to shoot more. And you have the number one pick from last year, this Aaliyah Boston, who's just kind of standing over on the sidelines.
Well, Edwin thinks that old gal that was coaching her at Iowa is going to be the new Fever head coach.
It's not a coincidence she retired all of a sudden.
You know what? It worked for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The subterfuge of big-time sports.
That Iowa coach knows the recipe. Nobody else gets the ball except Caitlin. If you think you're touching the ball, you better be passing it back to her.
Pulling the Scully. She's only taken 30 shots in this half. You guys are slacking.
It's like Will Ferrell and semi-pro. Like, he'd be like, give me the ball. Okay, take it back.
Not feeling it.
Put it in. All right, back to you. If Caitlin passes it to you, you got to pass it right back immediately.
It's the give and go to hell. Give and go to hell.
All right, we are going to take our final break of the day, come back and wrap this bad boy up on a Friday. Got some Vegas lines to look at. It is the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
Kohl's knows that summer is for spending time outside with family and friends, but they also know that can lead to your plans becoming overcrowded with travel, hosting, weddings, and graduations. Luckily, with great brands and great prices, you can stay ready for any summer getaway or get-together. Find everything from patio essentials and grilling go-tos to beach faves and poolside picks. Plus, get styles for everyone in the family and for every occasion. So don't wait. Hurry to Kohl's or Kohl's.com and bring home whatever you need for wherever the season takes you. On the road with Febreze Car. Got a road trip planned? Don't forget to stop by Casey, Illinois to get your picture taken with some of the world's largest things, like the world's largest rocking chair or ring the world's largest wind chime. You can even mail a postcard from the world's largest mailbox, making this small town a must-see. While some car fresheners hit you with a blast of perfume, Febreze Car works differently. It gives you 40 days of consistent freshness that starts just right and stays just right. Febreze Car.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
This is big, like really, really big. So I'm a rewards member at Kohl's, and I just shopped their first ever member deal days. Listen to this. I got 25% off clothes, shoes, and more for myself, my husband, and my kids. Plus 25% off some really great finds for our home. Not a member? Don't worry. You can join for free right now and get instant access to these savings too. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on Kohl's member deal days. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. 25% off Kohl's rewards offer ends June 30th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDA.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Ready for the ultimate outdoor adventure? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star has your chance to win a getaway to Telluride, Colorado. Your prize package includes airfare and luxurious hotel accommodations for 2, plus thrilling expeditions like fly fishing, kayaking, ATV rides, and more. And it could be all yours. Enter once per day at sasportstar.com. You must be 18 or older to play. This is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. One winner will be chosen. Complete rules at sasportstar.com. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime. Enter now at sasportstar.com. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Boom, 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 boom. Found a story here about the county where I continue to pay taxes in Nevada.
Henderson?
Clark County, which encompasses Henderson and Las Vegas and Summerlin, which I think are the 3 biggest cities technically in Nevada. Henderson and Summerlin are both just suburbs of Vegas, but that's where all the people live. This story is the craziest thing about Nevada is, and particularly this Clark County. Clark County is a pretty big county.
Yeah. And
I mean, not just from how many people are there, but
the size, it's the largest county in Nevada, and 80% of the population live in Clark County.
Most of the southern tip of Nevada is all Clark County. And it includes I don't even know what all these little towns are, but there's some podunk towns that are an hour and a half away from Vegas that are still in Clark County.
Still being covered by the sheriff's department and all that.
And by the school district.
Wow. Okay.
There's a Clark County ISD. The schools in, upscale parts of Henderson are under the same school district as the schools in the podunk towns where they have rodeo classes and stuff.
Right.
And it's all under one umbrella. And they've fired this guy that runs it and then paid him to come back. It's a whole weird thing. Staffers at a Nevada school district, which is Clark County, spent over $30,000 on a lavish trip to Hawaii as part of a recruitment drive.
Well, that'd get me to join.
8 members of the staff of Clark County School District used $22,000 of COVID relief money to help fund the trip, which saw them stay on Waikiki Beach in Hawaii. And then they used about $10,000 from the school's general fund on flights, foods, and a conference room.
Is this wrong?
The outlet reported that 100 job seekers attended the recruitment fair, but the staff only took 2 resumes the entire time they were there.
Well, you're a pretty high-end organization if you're able to do that. You got to be the cream of the crop to be accepted into the Clark County School District
How about
system.
this? In the week that they were there, they only took 2 resumes, but they did recommend 3 people for hire.
Well, again, if you have the wherewithal to recruit on the beaches of Waikiki, you're expecting some high-end. Not everybody can be a teacher in Clark County. You got to be the top 3% of Hawaiians currently standing on a beach to even be offered.
They did a similar stay in Miami where 17 staffers spent 5 nights at an oceanfront hotel.
These guys know where to recruit
during the 4th of July holiday.
We think there's some teachers in Fiji.
The trip cost about $29,000 with their hotel stay to sitting at around $11,500. There were no new hires out of that trip. They tried, but it just didn't.
So they're going to Paris to find the French teacher. They're going to go to Greece to find the Latin teacher. We're going to go to Greece. We're hiring Latin teachers.
Oh boy. Not, and that's where my tax dollars are continuing to go.
If you ever want to find a crazy story, just find the local school district and read the news. You'll find something about the school district.
Good golly. All right. While we're in Vegas, I guess let's take a look at the Vegas lines.
They need to help fund those schools.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines.
All right,
with
AJ
and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is where your genius is going to come to play here for the next 6 weeks or so.
Okay.
Because our avenues of finding any money are limited to fly balls in the outfield for the most part.
I'm not. I want to put this out there now. I am by far from a baseball betting expert.
I'm the last guy out here that wants to pat you on the back, but I just did the math. I'm up about $150 since you arrived.
Okay,
your baseball
that's
acumen is working out for me, but I'm starting to get a little, antsy with baseball. But we're going to have to stick with this for just a minute. Do you have any? Have you ever bet soccer? And what's your comfortability with
There's none.
Cricket?
None.
So I got MMA, boxing, and baseball. That's really all we've got.
Got to last you for a while.
That being said, here we go.
I guess I could get back into KBO if they open that up again. Or is KBO in season right now?
I don't even know what KBO is.
The Korean baseball? You didn't watch that during COVID?
Right. Yeah, that's right. The KBO. Is that still a thing? I thought that was only COVID.
I don't know, but I wish I could remember. My favorite team was the I think they were called the NC Dinos.
I picked a team too, but it wasn't the Dinos.
The Dinos had a pitcher that was like incredible, and I was like, man, this guy's got to be in the major leagues. I don't know what happened to him, and it was something woo or something like that. I don't know, but I hope he's doing well because he made me a lot of money back in those days. Let's take a look at the schedule for tonight, where we got a decent one in Atlanta. Charlie Morton against Martin Perez. Good old Chuck. Charlie F. and Morton, minus 174. He's a favorite there. Atlanta's not what we thought they were this season. Still pretty solid, though. And Pittsburgh, I think, is still vulnerable on when they don't have the right guys on the mound. So kind of lean towards Atlanta here. Colin Ray and Jamison Tyone going at it in Milwaukee. Ray and the Brewers, minus 132. You got Logan Webb on the hill against the Dodgers. San Francisco against the Dodgers. Landon Knack. That's a made-up person for sure. The Dodgers pitcher is named Landon Knack. Knack. This guy, that's a made-up video game character. That's a create-a player.
I bet he's got a good mustache.
But San Francisco, a minus 114 favorite. The total 7.5. They must think this Landon Knack can really shove.
No, he doesn't have a mustache, sadly.
No?
I was hoping he did. No, Landon is clean shaven.
Well, how do you feel about the Baltimore Orioles lately?
They've been skidding, but nothing cures you like a hard fighting Texas Ranger baseball team.
Well, that's who they get tonight. The Baltimore Orioles with Albert Suarez. Minus 128 favorites in Baltimore against the Rangers.
Sure.
And Mad Max on the hill for the Rangers. Had a good outing. Good outing last time.
I got them at minus 115.
You got the Rangers at minus 115?
Oh, no, 180. I'm sorry. Total 115.
Okay.
Money line's 120, though.
That might be where I'd go. Marcus Stroman in the Yankees, minus 109 favored at Toronto. You say Kikuchi. I say Kakachi, but you say Kikuchi. The Yankees are minus 109 there. And the Tampa Bay Rays send Zach Eflin to the hill, minus 150 against Mitchell Parker and the Washington Nationals. Another low total, 7.5 on that one.
Low total? Bad pitcher?
I don't trust Mitchell Parker, but
that's what I'm saying. Low total, bad pitcher?
The Rays can't hit. That's the problem. But for the Astros.
Here we go. On the hill.
Ronel Blanco, minus 109 at the Mets, at the suddenly feisty Mets. Two hot teams going at it here. The Astros favored at the Mets with Jose Quintana on the hill. I think I'm going Astros here. I think the way they're rolling right now, Blanco's been one of their better pitchers. This is one of the guys there ain't a lot of them in the circle of trust right now on this Astros rotation, but I think he is. And I'll give you a dog that I like tonight. Grosses me out to say this every time I think it. The Oakland A's with J.P. Sears on the mound. They're taking on Arizona and a guy named Slade Ciccone.
Talk about made-up names.
Made-up person, but that made-up person is a minus 150 favorite. Give me the dogs in this one. Give me Oakland to maybe get the job done here. Good pick, decent pitcher anyway. J.P. Sears on a bad team.
There you go.
Elsewhere in the world of sport,
we got fights tomorrow.
We do have fight, but first let's get to what's going on today.
Oh,
the Connecticut Sun almost lost last night to the Mystics, the worst team.
It's post Commissioner's Cup letdown.
Okay, well now they're 10-point favorites at home against the Atlanta Dream, who we also know stink.
They're going to take that, man. They're going to cover that.
You
don't think so?
I would say they got a scare last night. They're playing an Atlanta team that the WNBA, the Ladies Basketball Association, would prefer not make the playoffs. Give me the Sun to get the job done.
The calls are going to go the right way.
And the Phoenix Mercury are taking on the Los Angeles, what are they called again? Ladies Basketball Association team.
Sparks.
Yes. That's right. Cameron Brink's former team. Phoenix, an 11-point favorite against the Sparks.
On the road.
Phoenix, the home squad.
Oh, man, take that, too. I'm taking the old
They're
covering
favorites.
both. Both teams are covering easy.
You're liking favorites. On to the fights. UFC 303. It's International Fight Week. They're out in Vegas. Supposed to be Conor McGregor's day, but it's not.
Damn it.
Sorry. Instead, we get Yuri Prochazka and Alex Pereira. I don't know for sure if they're going to be if there's going to be any sort of supernatural powers helping Alex Pereira.
The prop line should be spectacular if they were really doing their due diligence.
If he's a man, he'll face Yuri mano a mano. No magic powers.
Over under on spells.
1.5. I mean, imagine Yuri just starts shaking in the middle of the cage, like has like a seizure, and then Alex he's just holding his hand up to the sky, like shaking it like Raiden from Mortal Kombat, and lightning comes down. Man, what a show. If you're thinking about paying for the pay-per-view, that would be enough right there. That's when I'm interested. Like, you're doing that for pay-per-view? You show me some magic powers in a fight?
If he can turn him into a frog, what are the odds there? What's the prop on likelihood of becoming an amphibian?
But the likelihood that this fight ends early is very high.
Almost like real high.
However long the magic happens, it ain't gonna last long. Yuri Prochazka is one of those guys. The first fight that he saw a second round in was the 10th fight of his career, and
liking this more and more.
He got, by the time he had 20 fights, he'd been out of the first round just twice. In his entire career, he's been to the third round 4 times, and that is in a 35-fight career. The total in this fight is over 1.5 rounds. I like under 1.5 rounds. Yuri, 26 knockout wins in his career, 3 knockout losses. Now, remind you, I just said he's had 35 fights. So of his 35 fights, 29 of them have ended by knockout. And he's fighting a guy in Alex Pereira who is a knockout machine himself, not nearly as experienced as Yuri, but in 12 fights, 9 of his fights have ended by knockout. 8 on the winning side, 1 on the losing side. So I think somebody's going to sleep in this matchup. Some other decent fights on this card. Michael Venom Page, making his second appearance in the UFC. He was one of the guys who's like kind of a top dog at Bellator, made a late signing to the UFC, and he's facing a guy named Ian Machado Gary, who is unbeaten, kind of a rising star. I think they made this matchup because Gary is not really what you would call over with fans. He seems like kind of an unlikable guy. A lot of it is like people think that his wife is a gold digger, and there's something to it. Like she wrote a book about how to land a pro athlete husband or something like that. And
Respect.
And his name was Ian Gary until they got married, and then he became Ian Machado Gary. He took her last name, which, hey man, if that's whatever your culture, right?
Okay.
And Michael Page, the guy he's fighting, is a very popular fighter, a fun style.
I even know that name.
Well, he's a guy. Do you remember? This was several years ago. He kneed a guy in the head, and there was a dent in the guy's head.
I remember the fight.
It was like caved in. And that guy, his name is Cyborg Santos, used to be he's cornered me in my fights before. Like he used to be one of my coaches.
So how's this?
And it's still jacked up. Like he looks, I mean, he's not a handsome guy to begin with. He's an ugly dude. And I think he would be okay with me saying that, but he literally caved his head in.
I remember the fight.
Vile photo. If you look up Michael Page versus Cyborg Santos head, and it's like, it looks like there's a crater.
Yeah, it's caved in, right?
It's insane. But I like Michael Page as a dog price, plus 130. Give me the dog there at UFC 303. Rob, been a fun week, man.
See the finish line, my brother.
Tune into the Blitz today at 2. We will see you guys on Monday. Morning Huddle, 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work,